By the way, Mo, quit sucking around Joe. He says he don't want no part of you. He hates you like poison.
Absolutely.
Listening. Hey, Mo, Joe hates you like poison.
Blame it on my childhood. My lawyer says it's worked quite well for some. 'Cause I've been looking around for an excuse to explain my quirks. You can't recognize me. My doctors have bleached out my ethnicity, and I keep children around, and they sleep inside my bed.
Are you sure?
People say that I am gay. That is why I married Lisa Marie.
Absolutely.
It's way too late to compensate with this song. That's really bad. Blame it on my childhood. You turned all of those toys that I never had. The only G.I. Joe in my life was my drunk and abusive dad. Before you judge me and call me freaky, let me whine and pout and say,
Estuvo muriendo aquí.
I blame it on my childhood.
That damn faggot. I can't stand him.
10:03 at 560 WQM. Happy Wednesday to you, boy. I'm going to tell you, there is a certain little group of people without whom we'd never have anything to talk about, you know?
Yeah. Anyone
If we
come to
didn't
mind?
have Bozo the Clown there as president, who just made that embarrassing speech in London to a fixed house. If we didn't have Michael to
Right.
talk about, we didn't have Rosie O'Donnell, right? There's only about like 10 people. It's always been this way.
Our good friend Howard.
Oh, I didn't know which Howard you were talking about.
That one.
And then, of course, don't forget recent headlines. Okay, that's it. That's enough for you, Rush. Get on here. Small potatoes. Michael Jackson reportedly sought for arrest on child molestation charges. Pop star Michael Jackson has been accused of multiple counts of child molestation involving a 12-year-old boy, and a warrant has reportedly been issued for his arrest, says ABC News. The official documents in the case have been sealed because it involves a minor and sensitive charges, but Court TV says, citing anonymous sources, that a Santa Barbara County, California judge signed an arrest warrant for Jackson. Between 60 and 70 investigators from the Santa Barbara County Sheriff's Department and the DA's office carried out a search warrant yesterday morning at the 45-year-old's... 45, can you believe that?
Yeah.
Well, here's the Queen. Seriously, if she don't look like the Mad Hatter with that hat, with that purple hat. No, I'm serious. Nobody wears a hat
It's
like
a
that.
real nice hat. Come on.
Oh, come on. Only the
want
Mad
that hat.
Hatter and Malice in Wonderland wore a piece like that. There's the Queen with George. She says, oh, if you think I'm the only Queen in this house, you're mistaken. Anyway, between 60 and 70 investigators in the DA's office carried out a search warrant yesterday morning at the 45-year-old singer's home in the Santa Ynez Valley. Officials said they spent several hours at the ranch. Court TV's Diane Diamond said law enforcement sources told her an arrest warrant had been issued, which would allow Jackson to be put in handcuffs in all 50 states.
All right.
Oh, yeah, don't we want to see that?
Yeah, I do.
The search was part of an ongoing criminal, better late than never, land. The search was part of an ongoing criminal investigation, Sergeant Chris Pappas said in a statement, but authorities declined to elaborate. They plan to hold a news conference today. Pappas denied an arrest warrant had been issued, but if Court TV says it, you know damn well, right? They don't mess with the truth.
That's right.
Brian Oxman, who has represented the Jackson family members in the past, said the investigation involved a molestation allegation. He said the investigation is about a 12-year-old boy. It involves a molestation allegation and maybe masturbation at the station. Oxman said in a statement, sheriff deputies have been investigating the case for months. There's been an ambulance that's already come and gone. Well, what's that all about, an ambulance?
I don't know.
Maybe Bubbles ruptured something.
Didn't he die?
No, actually, Bubbles got too old for him. See, if anything gets... No, and I'm not joking about that. That was in that book, The Unauthorized Biography of a Pedophile. There's a forensics van on the scene. Here we go again, he said. This is insane, said Mr. Oxman. Jackson's spokesman, Stuart Backerman, told ABC News that Oxman was not authorized to make official statements on the singer's behalf. In a statement released last night, Jackson officials representative said he didn't know what the investigation was about, but that the entertainer would cooperate with authorities. Backerman condemned the malignant horde of media hounds, those brownie hounds who claim to have the inside scoop. A rogues gallery of hucksters and self-styled inside sources have dominated the airwaves since reports of a search in Neverland broke, speculating. And by the way, I don't think there is any search. All those pictures we just seen, I think it's like when they had the man on the moon.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you?
Sure, why not?
It's a hoax.
Hoax.
Just a big hoax. So anyway, Michael Jackson may wind up in handcuffs, to which we say, yeah, long, long overdue. Anybody buying that he's the daddy of those babies? No. That him and Lisa Marie ever? No chance. Not a Chinaman's chance. And I noticed Johnny Cochran, now it didn't take, this story wasn't even lukewarm yet. Before already they were starting like King last night on Channel Surfing. There's our good buddy Larry. And he's got his panel. There's, what's her name? Nancy Grace and all these other grave robbers are there. Well, you know, Michael this and Michael that. And they're starting all over again. So like I said, thank you very, very much. Thank you to Elian and Maris Greasy Ass and all of those people. Because otherwise, what the hell would we have to talk about, right?
Amen.
Because the public doesn't care about all the important stuff, and we know that.
Like Iraq.
Like that, like the fact there's all these innocent people dying every day of all shapes and sizes and varieties for no reason at all, based on a bunch of bullcrap lies.
They're Arabs.
No, I'm talking about the Arabs and the Americans and the Brits and whoever else. Innocent people. Anyway, 1,229 votes. Now, I want to say this, Eric, you're doing a great job on our website, but I have a feeling, I could be wrong, I have a feeling either Eric, there's only one of three possibilities, okay?
All right.
Because it started on Saturday, I noticed. Either Eric has done something different on my stats page there so that measuring the hits on our website every day is like a different thing, which he has a habit of doing that when I at least expect it. Either that happened, or after Pharrell got canned, the audience is gone. That's the number two possibility. Or number three, everybody's bailed out of town because of the FTA, Everybody's just left. Because you keep telling me that when you're driving in, there's no traffic no more this week.
No, there hasn't been. It's been light.
And it's too early for people to be going away for Thanksgiving. Now, I do notice in the October trend that we talked about yesterday that the sports nerds, man, did they rule or what?
Absolutely.
Wow. 6-3 in the morning in men. We had a 6-5. Afternoons a 7-9. So our run has, we were number one in our time slot, but our run as rule of the roost on the station is over. And I'm glad to see that. I hope it continues. You know what I mean?
Okay.
No, it's too much. I mean, as long as we're number one and we get the bonuses, what do we care? It's too much responsibility. Let the Mad Dog and the Humper carry us for a while. Let the Mo do it. I mean, we're going to say let Pharrell do it, but he can't do it. He's not here no more.
Well, it'd be nice to get that station overall bonus.
Well, we're still number one in men.
Right.
Still a 5-6, number one in men, baby. QAM. So let the rest of you know what I think it's time to do?
Take a moment, catch your breath.
Yeah, that's it. Don't you think?
What's that from?
Huh?
Is that one of those jingles?
The next group is more great stuff from Pam's.
Yeah, that's that jingles thing. But I like the way he says,
take a moment, catch your breath.
Yeah, that's what Greg ought to do before he hires anybody else. God, just take a deep breath and sit back before you get so carried away with your sports crap. We asked yesterday, what was the number one bad idea of the last century? Now, we're getting a ton of votes on our polls because the first one we did yesterday, what was the first one? Oh, about Joe Rosen, and it wasn't even worded properly. We left out, I'm listening to both now. You know, I like Pharrell, but I'm listening to Joe Mama. And let me say it again, Mo, Joe hates you. Quit sucking around. Joe was complaining bitterly in a hallway, and George can verify this. He was a spy. that Mo keeps coming in there sucking around and doesn't get the message. He don't want nothing to do with the Mo Meister. He doesn't want to smell him. He doesn't want to see him. He doesn't want to pet his muskrat. He don't want any part of that old fart.
He invaded the show.
He invaded the show. He don't want you in there. He's only got 2 hours, for Christ's sakes, you old coot. Stay the hell out of there. Quit inviting yourself in, man. A man who came to dinner and wouldn't leave. Piece of crap. We asked, what was the number one bad idea of the last century? 1,229 votes. United Nations, creation of Israel in the middle of a billion people who hate them. 213. That was the worst idea. But I think that roadmap is, Then we had a really good battle for second place. The Supreme Court stopping the Florida vote count in the 2000 election. 192 people said that was a bad idea. And the Mo Meister gave them a nice run for their money.
Absolutely.
Even the hanging Chads had a run like hell to stay away from Mo. WQAM giving Mo Howard David at his own show, 184, a very strong, respectable third place. Nice going, Mo. Give it to us.
All the crap you can unwrap.
He's got it. Secret Service in 63 foregoing the limo bubble top in Dallas, 88. And let's see, today's Wednesday, Saturday's the 40th anniversary of November 22. U.S. Congress impeaching Bill Clinton for lying about blowjobs, 78. Hitler opening a second front against Russia, 70. Al Gore picking Jew Lieberman for running mate, 61. Lyndon Johnson escalating U.S. involvement in Vietnam, 51. How come that didn't have more? Chris Darden, let's have O.J. trying them gloves, 45. U.S. Congress passing prohibition, 41. Not a good idea. Marcia Clark allowing nearly an all-black jury, 38, in the O.J. case. Red Sox owner selling Babe Ruth to the Yankees to finance a Broadway show, 37, and they've never recovered. Neville Chamberlain, Munich Agreement, peace on our time, 31. We left off Kissinger, pieces in our hand in Vietnam. Remember that?
Yeah.
Said peace in our hand. Didn't say a piece of what. Even though we could smell it.
Him and the
I
Pope
think he was talking about Nixon. I think he was talking about Dick Nixon. Neville Chamberlain, we just did that, 31. The FCC deregulating the broadcast industry. They butchered it. They killed it for us, 29. Thank you, assholes. Coca-Cola changing its recipe, 28. It's a classic. I'm drinking Pepsi. Lawmakers, creation of NAFTA, 19. Indira Gandhi, I'm sure the six will make excellent bodyguards, 8. Syndicators giving Magic Johnson a TV show, 6. Fox Network Chevy Chase show, 6. And Ford Motor Company, the Edsel, sucking hind wind in last place with 4. That was a good poll. Thank you, Sean in Hollywood. Thanks to everybody who sends in their poll suggestions. We got a pair today. We got 2 polls. First one about these gay marriages, which we'll get to momentarily. CNN took an interesting poll, and even though you see these national poll results, their online poll I thought was pretty damn interesting, which we'll get to momentarily. And later we're going to do that thing about, is Britney Spears really a good role model for your daughter? Why not?
Why not?
How about a good role model for somebody else's daughter?
Damn, there you go. All of them.
There you go, for everybody else's daughter, but not yours. 10:13 at 560 WQM. Hey, I was just, they showed that KFC thing on CNN before. You heard a little bit of it. And they're talking about low carbs. Everybody is talking about low carbs because just about everybody in the world is on some kind of a low carb diet. They realize that refined carbohydrates kill too many of them, man. Bad for you. And that's why you love Delights of West Boca, because it's an entire store devoted to you people who are smart enough to realize that refined carbs be bad. Everything they have in the store is either low carb or no carb or sugar free. They got Champion Light drinks in 5 delicious flavors. They're back. Walnut brownies by Control Carb. Southern Delight chocolate chip cookies. They got bagels and breads, cheesecakes and muffins, brownies, chocolates, pastas, sauces, chips, dips, soups, ketchups, that great Carbolite ice cream with almost no carbs. Individual sized cheesecakes in 4 flavors. Quick and easy cup of soups. Control Carb brownies in 7 different flavors. Jeff's chocolate and vanilla egg creams. Blitz stoked mints. Judy's low carb peanut brittle. And La Nuba jam, 7 gourmet flavors to jam on, and lots more stuff. Over 1,000 items in stock. You can try any of them before you buy them. That's great. And they're open every day, 7 days a week from 10 to 10. And also every day, the Atkins products are on sale all day, every day at the Delights of West Boca. You'll find them on the northeast corner at Glades and 441 next to Boston Market. For more info, you can call that toll-free number, 1-877-LOW-CARB. That's L-O-W. Don't forget the W. C-A-R-B. Low Carb. Or on the web, it's lowcarb.com. For all you low-carb fanatics out there, you'll love this store, Delights of West Boca, your official Atkins retail center. Don't fall down, Bob.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560. QAM.
You're clueless right now, Bill. Kind of like a eunuch in a whorehouse.
I'm
Amoco, BP, Beck, Kelvin, Ellen, Shell, Halliburton, Unical, Chevron, and GE. Oh! Northrop, Enron, MCI, WorldCom, Baker and Botts, KLR, and Care McGee. Oh! Kellogg, Brown and Root, Carlisle and the Rendon Group, Murder Docs, Fox News, and Reuters, Sung Young Moon. Oh! Choice Point Democracy by Database Technologies, Chuck Hagel, Diebold, blocking out your vote. George Bush is a liar, exploiting 9/11 for a global empire. George Bush is a liar, impeach the unelected White House occupier. Dick Cheney, Wolfowitz, Richard Pearl, another Dick, Andrew Card, Karl Rove, and Mark Rack-Tick-Tick-Co. Neil Bush, Jeb Bush, George P. and Daddy Bush, Preston and Columba, Noel, not to mention Marvin. Trader Bob Novak, stab CIA in the back. Rumsfeld says all is well, another soldier dies. Outspoken Democrats, in the mail they get anthrax. Carnahan, Wellstone, dead before their time. George Bush is a liar, like all his corporate neocons with Nazi hard-ons. George Bush is a liar, and the sinister media, as you believe in it. George Bush is a liar. The song is something that'll never get on Clear Channel. George Bush is a liar, a traitor and an idiot and criminal piece of shit. George Bush is a liar, 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 liar.
10:19 at 560 WQM. Happy Wednesday. You know, I just realized it's Wednesday, George.
Hey!
You know, how do you like that?
What are we doing?
Oh, we're doing that big special 1 to 2 hour because it's Wednesday. Are we ever dropping that baby? No way. Michael Jackson tried to drop that baby, but we're not dropping it.
You could do a Michael Jackson block.
Miguel said that call from Miami in line 6 is muy importante, so we better take it before I do that first poll today. Here's Miami. Hello. Miami.
All right. He was right.
See, I told you, muy importante. I told you that. They weren't ready for me. Let's try Pembroke Pines. That'll be better. Hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
You left off one main thing on your poll yesterday.
What was that?
Creation of the IRS.
Yeah, that's a good bad idea.
Yep.
Well, next time.
Yep, next time. Alrighty.
Thanks, pal, and
Right.
pay up. Pay up. Let's see. Now, CNN took a thing on their website, a poll last night, which ordinarily I pay no attention to those because they're a dime a dozen, but they had over 217,000 votes. Just a little more than we usually get. And the question was, crap. Do you, well, that was a question on whether you agree with here's the question. I remember it now. Should the Massachusetts legislature pass legislation to make gay marriage legal? 217,000 plus votes. 44% said yes, 56% said no. So these stats that they're giving you nationwide about, well, only 35% and like 60, I think they're saying 34 to 65%. Like 2/3 of the country are against it. Now, granted, 44 to 56 isn't that close, but it's certainly a lot closer than they would lead you to believe. They'd lead you to believe that most everybody lives like in Abilene, Texas or something, and some kind of a Neanderthal bigot, you know, or everybody lives in Dade County in the country. And as a result is pointing fingers at bugarons and maricons and all this other crap, you know, obsessed with that, faggery. They're not, because most people are too worried about their own goddamn lives.
Right on.
If you ask me, I could be wrong. Here's our first poll today. What's your take on gay marriages, eh? No way. God didn't create Adam and Steve. Why should I care? Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Everyone should have equal rights. Civil unions are okay, but not marriage, and only for members of the priesthood. Well, I had to put a little
Only if
levity
they want to
in there.
marry little boys.
We don't
though.
want to get too heavy duty, do we?
They don't want to marry each other.
And we certainly don't want to put nothing about Neverland in there because that would be bad taste. If you
Never.
catch my drift. Michael says it's really bad taste, especially if they're over the age of 12. That Michael Jackson thing, man, that should have people just foaming at the mouth, long overdue. So you can get away for a while, Michael. You can fake your way through, but the bottom line is we're onto you. The whole world is onto your crap.
I heard he goes
Nobody
as old as
wants
16.
any more of your stupid records. Nobody wants to go buy your crap that you're peddling. Nobody wants to see that grotesque puss. And so I started to say before that Johnny Cochran was sticking his nose into this again. Every time Michael Jackson surfaces, Johnny Cochran, force of habit, I guess, has to open up a puss. The only difference being that I guess he forgot to take a look recently. See, because Johnny's always coming to the defense of black guys, usually who are guilty as hell, like O.J.
Yeah.
But O.J.'s a little bit blacker than Michael, if you catch my drift.
Michael's black on the inside.
Is that what it is? He's dark on the inside, I guarantee you that.
I won't tell
He's
you
dark
inside
and
what.
evil. He's evil, is what he is. Well, let's see. We got a few votes on there already. This is pretty promising. 21 votes popped up immediately. What's your take on gay marriages? Absolutely. Everyone should have equal rights. 9. Only for members of the priesthood. 4. Why should I care? 3. Civil unions okay, but not marriage. 3. And no way. God didn't create Adam and Steve. 2. I love the people who say that. That's why I put it on. God didn't create Adam and Steve. It's always the ones who are the most limp-wristed who are talking like that. More like Adam and Eddie would be good. You know, Adam and Eddie. Little problem over there in England. Buckingham Palace launched an investigation today in how it hired a journalist with a fake reference to be one of the servants assigned to serve President Bush's party. Boy, that don't sound too good, does it?
No, it does sound good.
The Daily Mirror newspaper, claiming to have exposed a security breach at Buckingham Palace, said its reporter had been given full access to Queen Elizabeth's residence on his first day on the job 2 months ago. The Mirror said reporter Ryan Perry had been due to serve breakfast this morning to key Bush aides. Of course, now it's like 3 in the afternoon over there. It said Perry quit his job as a royal footman at midnight Tuesday. We keep being told this is the biggest security operation of all time. It seems to me to beggar belief. Oh, don't you love the way they talk?
Bugger?
It seems to me to bugger belief that we could get to a situation as we did last night where our journalist was detailed with serving breakfast on the presidential floor this morning and at the state banquet tonight. Oh, see, I think they got the Bushes confused, 1 and 2, because this Bush hadn't been on the floor yet. The first one, he had a little problem. He had like that Brian Greasy syndrome. When he was in Japan, he had that problem falling down. I'm desperately looking for this damn thing, and I can't find the thing. There it is. British Prime Minister Tony Blair's office had no immediate comment on this guffaw, on this, what do they call scofflaw? No, that's not it. What's the word I'm looking for?
Gaff?
F up.
I see.
We have every confidence in the British Security White House spokesman Claire Buchanan said she referred all other questions to British officials. In other words, we don't want to touch it. I guess you've all heard that. We don't want to touch it. Buckingham Palace was conducting a full investigation into the incident. A royal spokeswoman said on condition of anonymity, security outside the palace was heavy this morning ahead of the official welcome ceremony for Bush. The Mirror published photos said to depict the rooms in Buckingham Palace where Bush and his wife Laura are staying, and said Perry had a full view of the presidential couple arriving Tuesday evening. How do you like that? It was a plant. It was a ringer. Something about security. It reminds me like on 9/11, that thing with the White House and the Pentagon. How is that possible? Have you ever thought about that? Have you wondered?
Yeah, briefly.
How the hell it's possible that they weren't scrambling jets like immediately? I mean, they knew that one plane had been hijacked, and then, of course, within just a matter of minutes, they knew that at least another plane had been hijacked. How come there wasn't, like, all kinds of activity going on? And how come El Presidente was sitting there with that stupid look on his puss in that classroom in Sarasota? I mean, what are we talking about, as Michael Moore asked, you know? Do you think we deserve some answers? I screwed up on that first break, so we'll swap those spots, Miguel. It was of George's bad because he faxed me the log pages in reverse order.
Me bad.
Yeah, no, probably trying to just play a little game on me to see if I was alert, which I was not.
Right.
So it's both our bad. I screwed up because I just accepted. And you also faxed me the polls again.
Well, just to be sure.
Just in case I lost them, like that story yesterday. Good thinking. When you get to be old and senile. Well, Bob Eisenberg should know something about that. 1026 at 560 WQM. Big news. Our friends at Hallett Pontiac GMC. Just moments ago, well, maybe like days ago, were voted the #1 Pontiac GMC dealer in Dade County in customer satisfaction. That's why Tom Lehman and Joe Prieto and all the good folks over there have lasted so long, while others have come and gone. Over 35 long, amazing years they've been there. Stop by Hallett Pontiac and check out the Pontiac Vibe. Normally retails for over $20 grand, but you can buy it fully loaded right now for just $16,500 plus tax and tag. And don't forget that Hallett is your truck headquarters, and maybe your trick headquarters, too, with over 300 to choose from, including the Yukon and Yukon XL. And coming soon, the new Envoy XUV, which is the most unique SUV on the market, hands down. Great Neil deals are waiting for you every day at Hallett Pontiac GMC, 13401 South Dixie Highway. That's US 1, right across the street from the Falls, open every day, 7 days a week. For more details, call the Neil Rogers Neil Deal Hotline, toll-free. See, they still like me. 1-888-534-4211. That's 1-888-534-4211. Don't forget, all Neil deals subject to credit approval. See the friends at Hallett for details. Hallett Pontiac GMC, and Bob Eisenberg reminds us that they are, unlike him, professional grade.
Live and local. This is 560. The radio's all yours now. QAM.
Hola. Hello. Hola, dame motor residence. Oh, who is this, the maid? No, this is the wife, Talia. I'd like to speak to Tommy Matolia. Hello, Tommy Matolia residence. Gucci, Gucci, Gucci. Charo? No, Talia. Talia. Let me talk to the devil. Please hold.
Tommy!
Tommy! Tommy!
What is it?
You got the phone.
Oh.
Phone.
Hello.
Tommy Mottola.
Speaking.
This is Michael Jackson. You lost your job. You lost your job.
Hey, I didn't lose my job. I stepped down.
Oh, sure. However you want to paint the picture, whatever you have to tell yourself in order to save some sort of face, you do it. But you lost your job.
You know, actually, it's kind of nice to hear your voice.
What?
It's kind of nice to hear anybody's voice.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, can you hear that? That's my Mexican wife, let me tell you. It was cute for maybe 5-10 minutes a day. But if I gotta stay home with her every day, I'm gonna go crazy.
You're getting your just desserts, Tommy Mottola, the devil.
All we do is eat Mexican food. Chimichangas, burritos, Tostitos. I got more gas than Exxon.
And you deserve to have the bloat.
Listen, Michael, I'll resurface somewhere. I'll start another label.
Sure you will, so you can destroy the career of other budding artists. Are we going to Chevy?
Yes, honey, we're going to Chevy's.
Thank you very much,
All right. Oh, jeez. If it's not Chevy's, it's Chi-Chi's. If it's not Chi-Chi's, it's what's that drive-in place?
I don't know what you're talking about. I called to berate you. And all I'm getting is dribble and chimichanga. Admit it, I was the reason you were forced to be fired.
Right, I know, because I'm very, very, very devilish.
I want to live in America. I want to live in America.
You're living in America, all right? Hey, look, Mikey, I gotta go, okay? I gotta take her over to Taco Bell.
Chevy! Okay.
Chevy's, you want to come with us?
No, I don't want to be seen with you. You are the devil. So at this point, I am finding myself having some sympathy for you.
All right. I gotta go there, Mikey. Let me tell you something. If I were to fart right now, half the neighborhood would go up. Goodbye.
You know what that reminds me of when he says he doesn't want to be seen with him? It's kind of like Joe Rose saying about Mo. He don't want people seeing that Mo is in the studio with him because he doesn't want him there.
Speaking of Mo.
Yes?
He's real pissed off about those Best of Neil things that we're running.
Why is that?
Because in some of them, they're you're playing excerpts
right
of bits that are about him.
And
he don't like it.
Well, you know what? He can blow it out his old ass.
I think he is.
What do you mean he don't like it?
He
Why is
doesn't
that?
like it.
First of all, let me ask you this question. Did we put those promos together?
No, Evil Tommy did.
Evil Tommy in production did it, which Tommy is a great guy, and Tommy did it because he knows that those are some of the audience's favorite bits. See, if you're really behind our charity drive, since you didn't donate a dime, Mo, and supposedly you're helping us out was by letting us use your likeness, your voice, your stentorian tones on our the keychains. Then just dummy up, okay? Don't be bitching and bellyaching about, you don't like this, you don't like anything. That's why everybody hates you, Mo. That's why you damn near beat out the hanging chads. You came in a strong third in that poll yesterday on the worst idea of the past century. I have never, and the fact that they had that 6-3 in the morning, that has to either be an aberration, or the handful of Mo lickers got the poll, or it was all Pharrell, you know? It was all Pharrell, it was all me. Could have been. Who the hell knows? But regardless whether he's got a 6 share or a 0.6 share, which he's had those, it doesn't make any difference. He's still the same piece of crap, okay? We don't care whether you like the promos or don't like them. And by the way, if we'd have had a Pharrell keychain, we'd have raised a hell of a lot more money for abandoned pet rescue than we're doing with your stiffs. In fact, I think even the Mad Dog ones,
all right,
the old ones from a couple of years ago are going better. Am I right, Miguel?
They are. He had to go to a meeting.
Yeah,
absolutely. We have Tommy here right now.
We got Tommy in there?
For the time being.
I mean, not that I'm complaining. Tommy's fine, but, Tommy's the one that put all this
meeting,
stuff on the promo.
The 5 families, and Miguel had to run off and...
Well, what kind of... so in other words, once again, I mean, Tommy's got another job there in the building, so once again, what they're doing is, is there any body? Is there a body here? We got to go in there and push the buttons and play the goddamn spots? What kind of crap is that?
I say we kidnap Miguel and redefine
No, I say we
job.
kidnap Greg Reed is what I say, okay? We get nothing but leftovers on this station. We're making them more money than God. That bitch Screw-Ann who's sitting back there with somebody's toes in her, where. And, yeah, she likes the toe job.
Toe jam?
Toe jam, yeah. Jam it. Jam it, honey. Skanky bitch. But, I mean, seriously, what kind of business is this? It's bad enough that they brought in Pharrell's boyfriend there who was like, Wow. If the audience could only know. That was the strangest piece of work I've ever encountered. He made Beaner Boy seem like a rocket scientist.
A human?
He made Beaner Boy seem almost human, your close personal friend. Man, oh man, the strangest looks and expressions and just totally incompetent on top of that. But nevertheless. So we had Miguel for a little while, now we got Tommy, and probably next hour it'll be like maybe Robert Grieper will come in, at which point I'll get up and walk out. I'll go out in my living room. Let me know if Grieper comes in, okay?
All right.
I won't do the show with that prick on me. I just don't want no part of him. He should have been fired a long time ago. In fact, this coming year, you know how we make New Year's resolutions? It's only in the middle of November, but I'm starting right now for 2004. That's going to be I don't try to get anybody canned. I don't like Mo is always doing. I'm not interested in depriving anybody else of a livelihood, even Mo. But in Robert Grieper's case, that's where I draw the line. I'll make an exception. You know what I mean? What?
He never stole
he's a dickhead. He's a dickhead. He's a troublemaker and a backstabber, and he does more damn things wrong and shows up on whenever the hell he feels like it, because he's a professional student, has been going to school for 100 years, and now the rumor is he's got a girlfriend. That's the rumor. The girlfriend's name is Ted, I believe.
I heard a confirmation on that.
On what, Ted?
On the girlfriend.
Oh, give me a break. What does that look like? What could that possibly be, huh?
I heard actually not bad looking.
Get out of here. Get out of town.
Maybe he met her on J-Date.
Yeah. Well, that's right. Maybe he met her on J-Date. Maybe her name is Clarence. He's not real bad looking. Well, Patrick in Boca faxes and says, how about a countdown clock on your website with 0 day being the day that Mo Howard David Dada's contract is up? What do you think?
Absolutely.
Now, I don't even know when that is. Plus, I think his contract, he must be extending it farther out than I am. Because I got 3 years and a month and a half. Not that I'm counting. But when he extorted them into extending. Yeah, we all know about that, Mo. We love the way you try to pull this crap and then keep it behind the scenes, behind closed doors. He can't stand it. In fact, no wonder he and Jack Thompson get along so well, because they like to pull all their crap behind the scenes and then, oh, well, don't blame me for that. Don't talk about that. I have nothing to do with that, you know. But I'd like to give both of them all the credit for all of the dirty deeds that they do. So, Mo, you're right in there, in the same category. Same smell. So he and his agent extorted Greg and were extending his contract to what, the year 25, something like that? So we don't know about that. Also, it says, last week you said nobody don't dislike Art Carney. I did say that. At least that's what I think you said. Yes, Patrick, that is what I said. How about a poll? See, the problem with Patrick is he hasn't been listening either long enough or he missed the show, which is unacceptable. How about a poll to list other people that nobody don't dislike? It wasn't that long ago we did that, remember?
Right.
We already done that, Patrick in Boca. He says, and then, adding insult to injury, Patrick, he says, love your show and website. So we love you too, Patrick, but you really shot yourself in the foot with this one. He says, I would put Emerald on that list. Oh, my God. I despise Emerald.
Who?
Somebody that nobody don't dislike?
I don't know anybody that does like him, other than Patrick.
Emerald Lagasse? Patrick, you must be the only one. George is the only one who likes Iron Chef, and you're the only one who likes Emerald. And I'm the only one who likes Tyler Florence, because he looks good. Whatever the hell that guy's name is.
Who?
Tyler. Florence. Tyler Florence, he's a cooking guy on the Food Channel.
Oh.
I don't care about his show, he just happens to look pretty good. You know me. Yeah. Anyway, and Eric, by the way, is diddling. He is a trip, I'll tell you. Eric, I mentioned the thing about the stats page on the website.
Mm-hmm.
And so now I'm seeing numbers that all of a sudden, this isn't supposed to even change until 2 o'clock this afternoon, 2:15. And now all of it, because I check it religiously. I'm a student of this. That's why I'm still on the air, Eric, okay? I'm not just like some fat slob who sits around eating all day, although I'm just the fat slob part. So he has been doing something. So my immediate, nervousness and concern about that obviously is, because he changed the, thing again on it. You know what I mean? Mm. He changed the, asparagus. Quit changing our asparagus, Eric. Now I know that call on line 6 in Hollywood's going to be a great call. Here's Hollywood. Hello?
Hey, Neil, did you happen to see Take Back the Media, the True 9/11, the video?
No.
You have to go to that website and check it out. It puts Bush in the classrooms, why everything was going on September 11th, and it's incredible. It's incredible.
Where do I see this?
You go to takebackthemedia.com, and then it's /True 9/11.
Okay.
And it plays you the whole video side by side of the event of 9/11.
Okay.
And it plays Bush in the classroom on the other side of the screen. It plays them side by side so you can
Now, is he picking his nose on this one or not?
No, he's not picking his nose, but he's reading why people are jumping out of buildings and all kinds of good stuff.
He's
really
still
interesting.
reading little fairy tales. Yeah, that's what he does best. Okay, thanks, Pally. I'll check it out. I told you that'd be a good call. TakeBackTheMedia.com. 1041. See my psychic powers again. It was either a good call or it was retire, you son of a bitch, or something like that. My day isn't complete until I hear from that guy. He's my favorite.
He'll be here.
He'll be along. It's so let's see. Next hour we're going to have I think Greg is going to be sitting in there. Greg Reed is going to sit in there and do the thing, and then we'll probably have Doreen. And then what other sloppy bitch can we have come in? Maybe Screwan can come in there and hold down the fort.
Right.
She can squat on the chair. Oh man, you remember that Randy chair? Can you imagine if Screwan were squatting over that thing? Talk about pastrami for lunch. 10:42 at 560.
No, I have to go get a replacement.
Talk about a Reuben sandwich. What?
Oh, nothing.
Anyway, if you can't stand the thought of that, or looking in the mirror because you got that big ugly bald spot like the mole man.
Absolutely.
It's a pain in the ass. Let's face it, if you want to look good. I mean, if you don't care like me, if you're an old fart and you're still doing pretty well, who cares? You know? Like Wayne. Wayne don't need any hair because he's got billions. But if you're one of those guys who figures your life could be a lot better, you might get a little bit of action, maybe even get ahead in the world. With some hair, Charles Alfieri is the place to go. The natural hairline system he's got is the best looking thing anywhere in the world. Nobody even knows it's not the real thing. That's the key. Every other piece, man, it looks like a piece. It looks like a silly wig, like the man who put the dud in Dudley, Rick Dudley, the coach of the Panthers. He's got the most stupid hairpiece, even rivals the Mo Man. It's so bad. So if you want people laughing at you, go right ahead. But if you want to look great, call Charles Alfieri, and you have nothing to lose but your ugly, shiny bald spot, because everybody gets Charlie's 30-day guarantee. After 30 days, if you don't love the way it looks and feels and smells, if you're not getting laid at least 15, 20, 30 times a day, Charlie will give you a full refund, no questions asked. And if you mention Neil Rogers when you call, get an extra $200 off the already low regular price. So get your hair back from Chuck Alfieri the smart way, not a mousy-looking muskrat. Call 1-800-321-2413. 1-800. Oh, and guess what? Guess whose birthday we forgot yesterday?
Who?
Eisner?
Mickey Mouse, 75 yesterday. Happy birthday, Mickey. 1-800-321-2413 or log on to Charlie's prestigious website, charlesalfieri.com.
We're Sports Radio 560, QAM.
Coming next year, the King of Pop, your hometown, touring to benefit the Cardinal Classic School for Wayward Boys. It's Michael Jackson.
You know my good lady isn't picky. I've got a very appetite.
Michael Jackson's benefit tour.
'Cause I fondle any child. It don't matter if he's black or white.
Michael Jackson. Yes, Michael performs all of his greatest hits, from oldies with the Jackson 5.
They're learning the ABCs. I'm getting down on my knees, removing the dungarees. ABC side of me, baby, you and me.
That's right. From the timeless tunes of the Jackson 5 to the classic solo work, Michael Jackson's benefit tour aims to please.
The people that surround myself with are juvenile. Some call me big brother, some a pedophile. But when there's no one to defile, I just sit for a while and beat it, beat it, beat it.
For the King of Pop,
I beat it, beat it, beat it.
Michael Jackson.
Sometimes I'm so depressed that I just sit around sulking, waiting for a call from Macaulay Culkin. When I'm home alone, sitting naked by the phone, I beat it, beat it.
And be one of the 5 lucky boys to receive backstage passes to hang out in Michael Jackson's dressing room. Michael Jackson's benefit tour.
Hey, Michael.
Yes, Bobby?
Is that your real skin color?
Well, it's inside what counts. But I know a game that we can play to find out. And if you fly, you know, it's time to free Willy.
Say what you want, but you know who I give affection. They don't know how to read, but little boys give me erection.
And hear the rousing finale as Michael sings the song he wrote for the children of the world, with the Vienna Boys Choir backing him up.
I don't like girls.
No.
I like little children.
All right.
They are the ones who turn me on, and hey, I hope they're willing. It's a choice I'm making. I might screw up their lives, but it's true they make the greatest late when they're just fine.
Hear a other great Michael Jackson classics. Like Billy's Jeans, Do You Know How to Tell Time? And, of course, Smooth Criminal. Yes, it's Michael Jackson's tour to benefit the Cardinal Clancy School for Wayward Boys. Get your tickets now. Boys under 10 admitted free when accompanied by no one.
They're black, they're white, they're really, really tight. Oh. They're black, they're white, they're really, really tight. Oh.
10:50, 10 before 11. Thank God for Michael. You know, what the hell would be, like I said, there are people dying all over the world, people blowing each other up. We're sitting on pins and needles waiting for the next shoe to drop. And Michael's a pedophile. Wow. K. Novell, huh?
What a surprise.
What a shock. 161 votes. So anyway, Eric says he hasn't diddled with our thing. He's diddling with his own thing right now. But, so that's a bad omen. That means that everybody has left town since, Friday, I guess, or our audience is vamoosed. Once Pharrell left, that was the end of QAM as we once knew it for a brief few months. Glorious months. Think that's possible?
Possible.
And I think now that Tommy is there, I think it's very appropriate for Tommy to apologize to Mo for making those promos. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
That had excerpts from us ripping him an ass and making fun of him.
Promos?
Do you want to apologize? Tommy?
I will activity.
He don't want to apologize because he hates him like poison, too. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but he hates him. Like everybody else does. Why should Tommy be any different? Especially now that he looks like human with his hair back, like a guy. 161 votes on a poll. What's your take on gay marriages? Absolutely, they said.
Absolutely.
Everyone should have equal rights. 64. Seems like a no-drainer to me, right?
Yep.
Like I said, 67 out of 168 now. Why should I care? 43. In other words, mind my own business. Sounds good. Civil unions are okay, but not marriage. 25. 26, whatever that number says. No way. God didn't create Adam and Steve. 16. And only for members of the priesthood. 16. I didn't know we had 16 priests listening. Did you?
Well, I think we have more than that.
I think that's a beautiful thing. Oh, they're all listening right now. They're hanging on every word. How's it going, Father? Polls suggest public evenly split on whether gays can change sexual orientation. This from the A&P. Ever shop at the A&P?
No,
now, Tommy doesn't know it yet because the call on line 9 that says Miami, no matter who we have in there, whether it's Tommy, who just was dragged in there kicking and screaming, or Miguel, or Scott, or anybody else, it doesn't make any difference because they still put line 9 is in Miami. See? You see that on the screen?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to line 9 in Miami. Hello. See, because always him. It doesn't make any difference what it is, because nobody in Data Broward is going to call on line 9. It's like a toll-free number. See, they already got a free number. So it's kind of like holding up a billboard saying, hey, it's me again, the misfit, the professional crank, the worst of all of them, the one with like 4 different voices with all the crap, it's me. But it's a good thing we get him on the air because we keep him off the street.
For a few minutes anyway.
For 4 hours. Here's Miami on 6, which is always an adventure. Hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Hey, you might want to consider those high numbers for the 6 to 10 hour. That was back when the Florida Marlins made their run.
Right. We've discussed that. October was a humongous sports month because it was the playoffs and the World Series. And so the sports shows did huge, and we did like less well. I mean, we were still number 1, but we were like small potatoes. The sports shows had huge months in October.
Yeah, but that's because people don't want to stay up till 2 o'clock in the morning watching a Florida Marlins game. So, sports holes, that's what they do is they tune in first thing on their way to work.
Right. Yeah, that's when all the front-running phonies, the bandwagon jumpers, were hopping aboard and getting all whipped up.
Hey, let me ask you a question. On your poll the other day, about obscure movies, let me ask you, what about Glenn Ross? Would you consider that obscure? I mean, I don't remember hearing anything about that when it first came out.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say it's fairly obscure. I mean, it was a pretty well-known movie. Plus, when you look at the people who were in it, I mean, how can that be obscure?
True. It was a great film.
Fabulous.
I
in fact,
a month ago.
I'm going to watch it again this weekend. You just inspired me. It's just fabulous. In fact, when you have a sales department like we do at QAM, you got to watch it every day.
Hey, how far along are you in Dude, Where's My Country?
How far along? I finished it.
Oh, you finished it? Okay.
I'm doing the Al Franken book now.
Nice. Well, have a good one. Thanks.
And you too. Yeah, Dude, Where's My Country? Everybody's got to read that. Everybody's got to watch Bowling for Columbine. Everybody must read Dude, Where's My Country? And everybody really ought to be reading or listen to me read it on the air. I don't think they like that. I think they hate what? The audience. I think they hate it. No, seriously, we had such a paltry turnout of hits on the website yesterday. 152,000. That's like at least 60, 70,000 short of what we usually do. So like I said to you, no, seriously, because I take these things, it's very important, isn't it?
No.
Well, I mean, I got to do something. Something to pretend that I still care. Hey, it can't go on forever, right? We can't be the king of the hill. No way. Can't be forever. Let the Mad Dog do it. Let the Humper do it. It's his turn on top of the mountain. He'd like to hop on it.
That was fun.
Yeah, it was hilarious. But it's just, I think, and of course when Pharrell got canned, all of a sudden we got a major turnaround there, You know what I mean? And we got Joe, which we love Joe, and he did pretty good. I don't know how to interpret that poll we did yesterday, which was my intent. Keep it real confusing, because it might have turned out bad. Polls suggest public evenly split on whether gays can change sexual orientation. See, I mean, where did that come from? What does that have to do with the price of peanuts? I mean, that's so stupid.
Mm-hmm.
God, some of you people really, you need some serious help. And this is what's wrong with America. One of the main things that there's so many ignorant people who just are, I don't know what kind of a planet you're living on, man. What kind of a cave you're hiding in.
Why would you choose that? Why would you choose
Of course,
to be a
it's like
pariah?
choosing to be black, and people,
Right.
that's a bad comparison because you're born black. Well, you're born whatever the hell you are, too. They know that. There's no question about it. It's in your genes, baby. It's in them genes. Just open up that fly, and there it pops right out. It's in your genes. Usually when I say that, they run. The public is evenly divided on whether gays and lesbians can change their sexual orientation, and white evangelicals are the most likely to think homosexuals can change their ways. Again, what a surprise, what a shock.
Too bad they can't change theirs.
Yeah, too bad they can't become like a part of the human race. Oh, but the Bible says, and Jesus says, it's an abomination in the eyes of the Lord. Yeah, blow it out your ass, you silly. I'm telling you, the religious people are the dangerous people. Look all over the world, not in history, just today, right now, this minute. We got that born-again buffo over there in London. They're all laughing their ass, and they're running around, protesting, screaming, and carrying on. And in America, what are we hearing about? Michael Jackson. Oh, I will tell you this. The BBC has made a big timus about that story, too. The Michael Jackson story.
Good.
You know what I'd like to make a big timus about is Todd Dreck. I think next time I come back to town, he needs to be hung, like Mussolini. And believe me, from what I'm hearing from the sales department and Screw Ann, he definitely ain't hung. But he should be. What a piece of crap, man. Seriously, this guy is making money from all that phony agency stuff he's got and all commission from these accounts. And he must have naked pictures of these people because he doesn't do anything for them, you know?
Right.
Man, we hate you, Todd. In fact, you're a close second to the Mo Man. Even Tommy would agree.
Absolutely.
Todd Dreck is the Antichrist Jr. Hey, if you're underpaid and overworked, you'd like a new high-paying career, but you don't have 4 years to waste in college and maybe the money to go along with it that it takes, here's the answer for you. It's not a big deal. It's just one simple phone call can change your life forever. Just call 1-866-FAST-TRAIN and be sure and tell the good folks at Fast Train that Todd Dreck turned you onto the whole deal. Fast Train can have you trained and certified for a brand new high-paying computer network professional career or a high-paying medical computer specialist career in as little as 4 months. That's right. You can be fully trained and ready for a new career in as little as 4 months. And by the way, Todd, your $100 check for abandoned pet rescue yesterday, like I said, changes nothing. You're still a major asshole, and we hate you and wish you would die. Fast Train offers day, evening, weekend classes. Fast Train offers job placement assistance and even financial aid to people who qualify. They've got 6 convenient Florida locations, 4 right in South Florida, so there's bound to be one nearby you. So if you're tired of working for peanuts, if you're tired of moving your legs on the treadmill and your life is going nowhere, change your life, get a job and a big paycheck that goes along with it. Check them out on the web at fasttrain.com and then make that call. Get off your ass and stick your finger in it and make that call. 1-866-FAST-TRAIN.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Jackson reveals the secret behind the pitch of his voice.
Hand down crotch.
Hand off crotch.
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 All right. I met a priest when I was 11. He said he would save my soul, but we made a detour on the way to heaven. And into his bedroom we did take a stroll. Well, he was standing in his underwear, told me to bend over and say a prayer.
Rectum.
Pulled up his robe and went back, thank you, ma'am. I got molested by the preacher man behind the rectory. The next day I felt like a sinner, and I showed up to get communion. But on my tongue that was in a wafer. And it wasn't wine dripping off my chin.
Squirt,
Well,
squirt.
he was standing in his underwear. Told me to bend over and say a prayer. Pulled up his robe and went, man, thank you, ma'am. I got molested by the preacher man behind the rectory. Yeah, he was standing in his underwear. Told me to bend over and say a prayer. Pulled up his robe and went, man, thank you, ma'am. I got molested by the preacher man behind the rectory.
You know, that Michael Jackson tour bit, which is several years old, it's one of our old Best of Neil discs.
Right.
That has to be the best of all time. You know, that I listened to that, and it's just brilliant. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, Bill O'Brien's stuff, a lot of it is brilliant, but that thing is just phenomenal. Is it just me?
No, it's great.
Doesn't it just blow you away? Well, speaking of blowing...
The ceremony was held unusually in the forecourt of Buckingham Palace, inside the
Foreskin in
tightest
Buckingham
cordon of
Palace.
security ever
Princess
seen
Charlie
for a
will
state
tell you where it
visit.
is.
Beyond it, there were some demonstrations, but they were small and scattered. Some just a lone voice of protest.
If you think the war's for oil, shout no war.
Opposition is expected to build, but so far, day one of the visit can be...
Yeah, the big stuff's going to be on Thursday. That's when really all hell's going to break loose.
A rat.
Here's the fact. This is, what chapter are you reading today? Love it. Well, and they're serious, too. They like because I read this week 2 chapters from the Al Franken book, Lying Liars and Liars Who Tell Them. And the one chapter was about Ann Coulter, that skanky bitch, and the one yesterday was about Bill O'Reilly, that lying piece of turd whose whole life is in the spin and dry zone.
They were both great and funny.
Yeah. But I'm telling you, the audience hates that. They don't like it.
What do they know?
I'm just saying it, like those 7 months. Just ask Tommy. He'll tell you he hated those 7 months when I didn't take any phone calls. He's one of those people who likes the calls if he's happened to be listening in between doing all them great spots.
That ain't true.
Huh?
That's not true.
Hates that. Miguel hated it. Duff hated it. Clarence despised it. Guaranteed. He didn't tell me that to my face because naturally none of them have the balls to say anything to my face, being a hotshot that I am. You know why Clarence hated it? Because I didn't read no stories about sports. That's the deal right there. If it's not about sports, those guys don't want to know from it. And Muff, I mean, she don't really give a crap one way or the other about sports. But because the station is supposed to be a sports station, therefore he's got to pretend that she cares, which is why she shows up at the Dolphin games and the Marlin games. You know, she's got to be a real jock sniffer. Well, she likes that part. So that's the deal. We'll find out today. In fact, don't answer the phone, Tommy. We'll do a screamless real quickie, okay?
You got it.
And we'll find. They always like the tough assignments, you know.
Yeah.
I don't even know why we answer the phones on this show. Why even bother anymore?
That's a damn good question. Why do you answer the phone?
It's like me being here. Why do I even answer the phone? It's almost always somebody I don't want to talk to. God. Hey, Izzy, you're a good guy, Izzy. I hope your thing heals up, but don't call me up here anymore, okay? Just leave me alone. And the same for Petey, Lenny. Don't be calling here. I mean, people that have no business even having this phone number are calling here. God, try to get away from that place, and they still won't leave you the hell alone. Okay, so we'll take like a quick survey.
Before we go on.
Yes?
And I'm not exaggerating. This
Yeah.
is the 5th time that we've gotten the 5-page George Bush resume from the same asshole.
Oh, stop sending us the George Bush resume. It's old and it's stale. We already had it in the first place anyway. We already know about it. It's not, we don't want it.
We get
Stop
it every day from
Stop
someone
it.
or
Don't
another.
want it. You idiot, you. You schmuck, you idiot, you schmendrick. Well, as soon as it starts coming, just press the stop and cancel
Well,
thing
you
and
know.
pull out the...
Yeah, I
you
have
know.
been.
God, what kind of crap is that anyway? You're dealing with us, okay? We don't want it. It's not funny. Oh, look at this. Here's a guy with a beard made up in drag.
Security at Prince William's 21st birthday. Now the Home Secretary has announced there's to be a review of palace security.
Oh, that was the guy that crashed Prince Will's birthday. Remember that? The guy with the lovely pink outfit. So we'll do like a quick screen listing on the, I'm reading those chapters, the Al Franken. WQAM.
I guess it's okay for you to chase 14-year-old kids around, but
Yeah, I'm chasing 14-year-old kids around, Reverend Jones. WQAM. Okay, good. This was a good idea, wasn't it?
Uh-huh.
WQAM, hello.
Booga.
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 Loser. Loser. Here's Kendall when I was already on hold. Hello.
What's up, Neil?
How you doing, sir?
Hey, okay, about these same-sex marriages, you know?
Yeah.
You know, I don't know, like, I mean, okay, now we know what the American public knows and everything, right? But gay
American
people
public
actually,
knows what?
Well, we know that, let's say, a little more than half is opposed to the, to the other side, which is,
Yeah.
like let's say it's a 55-45 deal.
Yeah.
All right, but what about the gays? Now, what do they, how do they feel about the gay-sex marriages? I don't know, like, do most gay men want to marry other gay men?
How do they feel?
Yeah.
With their hands. 5670560. We're getting a tremendous response on. See, I told you they don't even want to talk about it. It's so revolting to them. They don't want to hear me reading those books.
What,
you think they do? You like it? I love it. I
like
thought
it.
Yesterday was great.
I didn't say they liked it. I don't
That's
really
not
care.
what they want. They want to hear all these great calls like these last 3 or 4 we had so far. WQAM line 1 is working. Hello.
Mo likes Stein packages.
WQAM.
Yeah, have you heard that Rick Sanchez has his own talk show in the afternoon now?
Yeah. Who cares?
Yeah, I don't know. I just thought it was pretty funny.
Do you want to know why the things in Iraq aren't going so well? One of the head honchos over there, his name is Lieutenant General Ricardo Sanchez. Did you know that? He's squatting on it. Were you aware of that?
He went away.
I'm not talking to him. He went away because I punched the button. I'm talking to you, not him. You think I want to talk to him? Anybody calls me about Rick Sanchez in the middle of a very important survey that I'm doing here, you think I want to talk to this bozo?
So Rick Sanchez is a general?
Yes. General pain in the ass. WQAM.
Hey, hi, I'd like to talk to Neil, please.
Speaking.
Neil?
Yes, sir.
How come it doesn't sound like Neil? That's amazing.
I don't know why. It's me. And believe me, I'm looking at it, and it's mine. Trust me, nobody else would want it. It's me.
Neil, have you actually finished the Al Franken book, or
No.
are you still reading it?
I'm still in progress.
Have you gotten to the Supplied Side Jesus yet?
No.
Yeah. That's awesome. It's a cartoon near the back. It's fantastic. Also, I think the reading's great. It's humorous. It's enlightening. It's awesome.
Okay, I'll mark you down. You and me and George. That's it. Thank you,
All right.
Pally. Have a great
Bye-bye.
day. See, there's 3 of us we like it, but the general audience out there, that's not what they tune into the world-famous Neil Rogers show for. They want to hear a bunch of assholes on the phone, and believe me, we're not going to let them down today. Are we?
No.
No chance. No way, Jose. Anyway, Brittany says I'm a fine role model. That's going to be our second pull once we get off that fag stuff. Britney Spears insists she's a role model for young girls despite her revealing outfits and her new album with sexually explicit lyrics, the BBC said a couple of days ago, and I got it right in my hand now in the story too. And a picture of Britney showing her big rectum, not anywhere like J-Lo, but she's got a ample ass. And she's got a big smile on her puss.
It's generous.
And she thinks she's a role model. So we'll find out if you people out there have daughters, or if you had a daughter, who you think would be a good role model for them. You think it might be Britney?
No.
Why not?
If you want to be a
She'd bring
slut.
home a lot of money, George. She'd bring you home a lot of cash.
Okay. So could a lot of people.
Dollar a holler. WQAM. Hola. WQAM. Hello.
Let's talk about the bullfighting.
Oh. Wow. WQAM.
Yes, Neil, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
I personally found those 8 months when you did all the stories.
7 months.
The best 8 months of radio
Exaggerate.
I ever heard you do.
Really?
Absolutely. And
Yeah, but let me ask you this question. How old are you?
I'm 50.
See, that's the problem. You're an old fart like me.
Well,
so.
yeah. But you know what? As far as I'm concerned, this is a pivotal time in the history of our country.
Yeah,
And
well,
I'm telling you,
don't get too carried away. I'm not going to change nothing here. Although I will say this, the Florida election, I think, in 2004 is going to be the pivotal deal again.
Exactly, and you know, you have a voice that we don't have, and you can get out there and you can tell us what's going on.
Okay.
You know, I have a full-time job. I don't have time to scour and read all these articles, and when you were reading them, it's awesome. The fact that you're reading the Michael Moore book is fantastic. And I enjoy it every day, and I listen every single day while I'm
Thank
working.
God for us, Pally. Thank God for us with a brain larger than our little small toe.
There's a few of us. You're the man.
Thanks. Have a great day.
Thanks, man.
See, there you go. There's a guy that cares. And we get one of those in between all the other 40 or 50. You're gay. You're a pervert. Yeah, all this other stuff, you know. 12 minutes after 11 at 560 WQM. And don't try to, use me or any other fag out there to cover up the Michael Jackson business. Don't try to play that game, okay? Because the fact of the matter is that we're talking serious here between Michael and the priest. Same old crap. Diddling around 8 and 10 and 12-year-old boys. And the answer is unacceptable. Unacceptable, Michael. There he is now on the BBC.
While his supporters claimed there were so many friends and staff at the ranch, any impropriety would be noticed, the singer used a TV address to proclaim his innocence.
These statements about me are totally false.
No.
Today, police are expected to give more details about this latest investigation. The singers promised them his full cooperation.
Don't you love the BBC? I mean, as opposed to I'm not even watching CNN no more. Because if anything happens in the world, BBC will have it on right away. We won't miss anything. But at least when there's a story, they like, no matter what it is, as opposed to like, I don't want to hear about Scott and Lacey Peterson, no mo. Do you want to hear about that?
No.
No mo. He done it and fry his ass. That's all. Don't you think he done it, Tommy?
Yes.
I think so. George thinks so. That's it. You're convicted by a jury of your queer peers, and that's it. You're done. Scott, fry his ass. See how simple that was? Didn't cost the taxpayers a dime. 11:13 at 560 WQM. Survey, do you like the reading? Do you like that Al Franken book? Ann Coulter? Bill O'Reilly? What do you say? What say you folks out there, huh? You got anything to say?
No.
We know that. Give me the ball. Give me the ball. Hey, if you're looking to replace that tired old carpeting in your home, let me tell you about a great idea called Laminates R Us. They're the easy, low-maintenance alternative to natural wood flooring, which looks great, but it costs you a damn arm and a leg. Laminates R Us is the best place to find laminated wood flooring from the top names in the universe like Peridor, Pergo, Wilson Art, Uniflora, and Quickstep, too. And all the Laminates R Us flooring is installed by Pergo-certified installers, too. Here's another reason to call Laminates R Us. Their prices will floor you. Right now, you can get their fall special for just $1,495. Just $1,495 gets you up to 295 square feet of beautiful laminated wood flooring, which is positively
unbelievable.
It is. And Laminates R Us guarantees you they'll match any legitimate written offer, too. If you want a free in-home estimate, no obligation, do the smart thing. Call Laminates R Us toll-free at 1-877-777-3336. Nothing could be easier. They give you free carpet disposal, free furniture moving, a 25-year warranty, and years of beautiful, easy-to-care-for laminate wood flooring. Call them today and tell them that cranky old Neil told you to call Laminates R Us toll-free 1-877-777-3336.
Live and local. We're Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Rico and Debbie Rowe got married down under. Did they make hot monkey love? I can't help but wonder. Talking about Wacko, Jacko. Michael got wet, making love to Debbie Rowe with a llama in their bed. Debbie's been injected with the seed from Michael's loin. When the baby pops right out, he'll have a gloved hand on his groin. That's because Wacko, Jacko, Michael had sex. Debbie said she'll be his wife, just keep writing those checks.
11:18, he might have to write it. Well, I guess he didn't write the real big one. Is that the problem with this 12-year-old kid?
Well, they're still working that out.
They're still negotiating?
They
Maybe
say.
That's why the cops are there right now. They're going to use it like as a lever.
Right. These people say they won't be bought off.
Is that what they're saying?
That's
But they always didn't. There wasn't the guy at Dennis, the other kid's father.
Yeah.
He wasn't going to be bought off either. But then when he saw all them zeros on there, he said, "Oh, well, now we're talking business." Okay, what do we got on this first survey, which we can Schmidt candidate here pretty soon? 283 votes. What's your take on gay marriages? Absolutely, everyone should have equal rights. 123, 43.4%. Why should I care? 71, 25%. So you put those two together, you got like 60, almost 69. Uh-oh. Civil unions are okay, but not marriage, 39. I think what they're trying to say, George, is marriage sucks, and I'm sure you can probably...
And marriage is not a civil union, by the way.
No, it's as uncivil as it gets.
No question.
No way, God didn't create Adam and Steve, 29. 10% of the audience says, God didn't create, the Lord didn't create Adam and Steve. It was Adam and Jack. And only for members of the priesthood, 21 out of 283 votes. So that's fairly, I don't know, what would you call it? Ponderous. Over. Anyway, here's it's done. I want to get to the second poll. Brittany says, I'm a fine role model. Despite all of her nudity and her revealing outfits and her new album with sexually explicit lyrics, she said all little girls ought to be just like me.
She's fine.
Hot and rich. In a radio interview to be broadcast, the 21-year-old pop star said parents should not be worried if their children want to copy her, if they'd like to be just like Brittany. I'll be honest with you, this picture here, her puss don't look all that good.
She's got bad angles.
Is that it? Bad ankles? We can't see her ankles, but you can't see her ass.
So that's Jeff High, bad ankles.
I probably have more older fans than the younger ones. She said, probably a lot of 70-year-old guys sitting there, looking at this picture just going crazy. Probably have more older fans than younger ones, but I think the reason why everyone talks about the younger fans so much is because the parents are concerned. And in the end, you can't say that, sweetheart. In the end, they shouldn't be concerned because they should trust their kids, Spears said. Something about spearing in the end. 5 minutes, I think. 5-minute major in a game misconduct. She also defended recent magazine photos of her, saying, I just recently done some covers that are a little bit explicit and sexy. A lot of people do think this is very over-explicit, but that's their opinion.
And some people think it's under-explicit.
Right. Some people want you to bear it all, sweetheart, like right now. Spears, who kissed Madonna at the MTV Video Music Awards, also talked about her relationship with the singer. She's like my godmother in a way. I don't listen to that many people. I'm a very stubborn person. When something tells me not to do something, I do it. That's just my rebellious nature, she said. That's why she stuck her tongue deep down Madonna's throat. Even after Christina Aguilera had hers in there in her tongue, too. Exactly, and after Dennis Rodman had something in there as well. Yeah, you can ponder on that for a while, okay?
Not all the Listerine in the world could remove the taint.
Even, forget about Listerine, how about Mr. Clean? Even that wouldn't do it. Now, here's our second poll of the day, which I think is kind of interesting. Tomorrow we'll do the guys, so to speak. Can I say we'll do the guys?
You do the guys, and I'll just listen.
Okay. Poll. See, I would put on Playboy TV, but we got so unlucky that one time, and I don't want to.
It's like practice on your finger.
Oh, see? No, that was okay. Wasn't that fine?
Don't
this
push your
Asian
luck.
chick on here.
Like she wants to swirl her tongue around the head.
Okay, yeah, that's
Easy
fine.
does it.
No, she didn't say easy does it. She
I
said
know.
heavy duty is what she's doing. She's twirling that thing around in her finger, too. Anyway, what famous living person would you like to think is a role model for your daughter, if you had one? In other words, if you have daughters, fine, but even if you don't have one, that don't exclude you. Just
Pretend.
Just pretend that your daughter was Britney and she was about 25. And anyway. Here's our list so far. Britney Spears. Obviously, we got to put her on here because she says she's a fine role model. That's what she says. Oprah. I don't think most people want their daughter to look like Oprah, but they like them to be a billionaire, right?
Sure.
And very famous and admired and unmarried.
And fat.
And fat and disgusting and neurotic. Maria Shriver. She's the wife of the governor of California.
Is
Hillary
that why
Clinton.
she qualifies?
Hillary Clinton, the ice princess. Who wouldn't want their daughter to be frigid? Georgia's choice was Jocelyn Elders, the former secretary of HHSW, whatever the hell it is these days.
Right.
Who had to resign because the right-wingers got all bent out of shape just because she said that masturbation wasn't so bad and talked about condoms and stuff like that and talking honestly to kids about sex. And they said, oh, no, you can't do that. All the right-wingers had a nervous breakdown about poor Jocelyn. And columnist Maureen Dowd, who, of course, puts a lot of tough words in her stories just to screw me up, but we love Maureen Dowd. We are proud of Ms. Dowd.
I also wrote on there Natalie Maines and Susan Sarandon, just 'cause.
Susan, well, don't put too many on here because then you'll steal the audience's thunder. Susan Sarandon and Natalie who?
Maines, the Dixie chick.
Oh, well, I don't know their names, the Dixie chicks.
Well, she's the one with the mouth.
Is she the Maines one?
That's right.
Okay, Natalie Maines.
She got fat.
And Susan Sarandon.
That's all right. She still got
them
balls.
Dixie chicks, we're going to show them a thing or two, okay, them Dixie chicks. We're going to take off all their music and not sell none of them records in the store and them CDs and stuff, and we're going to show them a thing or two, knocking our president. Yeah. Knocking our president, he just left London. He's back up in the tree in Aintree now, strumming a banjo. Oh, you talk about the usual deer in the headlights look he's got. Oh, brother, the stuff that they've been showing here. Talk about a fish out of water.
Oh,
wow.
yeah.
He doesn't know whether to strut or put on his goulashes or his fedora or his kilt, for that matter. Wouldn't that be great if? Oh, don't say it.
No. Ride your mind. Just let it go.
No.
Walk away.
Here's a couple of faxes. One says, you might be surprised to know that a lot of people love when you read those articles. I'm surprised. I am. I can't believe it. I'm at work, 2 jobs, don't have time to read. Keep up the good work. Thanks. And what is that name? Javan? Yaman?
Jabin?
Oh, it is. It's a Jamaican because it says at the bottom.
Yaman.
It does say that. So it's Javan, the Jamaican. Yaman. Thank you. Also, this other one, are you just going to send me all the faxes that the same person sends just to keep licking my ass?
Only if they promote the reading.
Oh. It says, I see. So in other words, this is going to be a helter-skeltered skewed poll. Hate the calls. Love you, Neil. Keep talking. Don't retire is what it said. I'd like to retire this week. I'm tired of it.
You're retired
Actually,
of
I'm
it?
not. Actually, I feel pretty good because I'm here and I'm not there. The week that I was there, well, I picked the right week, I guess, with all the crap going on.
You know how to do it.
I sure know how to pick it, man. My timing has been impeccable. I come down there and Pharrell gets canned and all this other crap is going down. Oh, brother, what a Looney Tune place that was. And then, of course, sitting there for a week with that other Scott. Wow. The audience, there's no way we could explain it. Unless you've encountered sometime, somewhere in your life, a creature of that nature, of that origin. We just can't explain it to you. One of those people you say, where are they hiding the ship? We know Clark Kent's hiding it in the basement. Where are they hiding the ship? And when did they get off it? And when are they going back? Man, Scott Jr. He made Beaner Boy seem like Emily Post.
Who?
Refined. Oh, she was like the etiquette lady. Yeah, she also was on the cereal box. 26 past 11 at 560 WQM. So what do you think? I think we'll get some names on that list, don't you?
No.
And don't answer the phone, Tommy. We're doing Screamless. Now, is Miguel coming back, or is he just walked out?
He threatened to come back as soon as Todd's done with him.
As soon as Todd's done doing him? Hey, Todd, I knew about the other stuff, but I didn't know about that. I didn't know Todd was into those things. Todd did say he liked our poll, though. Hey, imagine this, speaking of Todd Dreck. 0 closing costs on your next mortgage. 0 application fee, 0 credit bureau fee, 0 discounted points. It's the last mortgage you will ever need. The revolutionary only one mortgage from Financial Group. Now with an interest rate amazingly, astonishingly, breathtakingly low of just 1.95%. That means if you have a $200,000 loan, your payments are a mere $738 a month. Once you refinance or get a new home mortgage from Financial Group, I guarantee you, you'll never pay closing costs again. If you want to find out more about it, call 1-800-940-LEND. Grab yourself real financing power. Grab it. With a low-rate mortgage, you can move to your next property without further cost or expense. Only one mortgage from Financial Group is what we're talking about. For details, it's 1-800-940-LEND. It's a whole new way to buy. 0 underwriting fee, 0 doc fee, 0 prepayment penalty, 0 closing costs, even when you move to another property. How can you beat that? So get financing at just 1.95%. Call 1-800-940-LEND and never, ever, never pay closing costs again. Call 1-800-940-LEND. They're an equal housing lender. Restrictions apply. Rates subject to change monthly. 5.19 APR.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560. QAM.
Jim Mandich, I am a pussy.
Still a king of pop, I'm telling you. I can still get down and still say, ow! I still wear that glove, I'm proud of it too. And the little kids, I still love them too. But nowadays it's different, especially when I dance and moonwalk. Cause if I move around too much, afraid my face just might fall off. But hey, I'm back, still move to the groove, you know. Oh yeah, I'm back. Feel this pain in my lower back, you know. I'm back. Yeah, the king of pop is back. But I'm careful with my dancing right now, cause I'm afraid my face will crack. I'm back.
11:32 at 560 WQM. We got the Mad Dog at 2, the Humper at 4. And then you got your Panthers preview at 7 o'clock tonight, because the Panthers are home against the New York Islanders. The Islanders tonight, who are not that bad this year. They're okay. At 7:30, and then Eddie K after the hockey game, Joe and Mark overnight. And, of course, my close personal friend.
Absolutely.
Gildy in the morning. Let's see. Laura Listener faxes and says, tonight at 9 o'clock on the Sundance Channel, a documentary about the 2000 presidential theft will be on. I found this to be as chilling a documentary as I've ever seen. While I didn't see the CBC broadcast, I heard it on your show and feel if it's of the same quality. Please urge as many people as you can to see this, tape it, and pass it on. Hey, see it, tape it, and pass it on.
Glad you mentioned that.
What?
Glad you mentioned that fact, that tape that you played.
Yeah.
Twice. I'm still getting comments on that from people. Positive.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Oh, see, I thought they hated that stuff.
Well.
I don't know. It's hard to read this crowd. I just think that when Pharrell got canned on Wednesday, the QM just, that was the end of us. We're finished.
They're not hard to read.
Huh?
They're not hard to read, remember? Whatever it is.
I suggest the latter. It says because so few people get the Sundance Channel, everybody needs to see it. I sure as hell don't think I get no Sundance Channel. I don't even know what that is, I don't think. What is that?
It's one of the movie channels, actually. It
is?
I don't know. It's, yeah.
Do I get the Sundance in my pants?
Probably do. We get it. I get it.
Well, what do you mean you probably do?
Because it's a movie channel. Don't you get most of the movie channels like HBO, Showtime, that sort of thing?
No, we don't.
You don't? Really?
No, I don't. I got a whole bunch of other movie
do you not
channel
get, like,
crap.
Bravo? Sundance is like the independent film
I do get
channel.
Bravo.
Similar
What was
to
it? I get IFC.
Well,
I get the independent film channel. You want to hear it? They say a lot of words on there. Maybe let's pop it up here and see what they say.
Sundance is
Where the hell is it? Can you believe that? It looks like it's off the air or something. Is that possible? What the hell just happened to my thing here?
Uh-oh.
I just punched up 147. I think my cable went out. I think the whole operation here just died. Look at that. It just froze up on me. You think it's a communist plot?
Yes.
It just died. Oh, no. My TV just froze up, and the whole thing just, the whole mechanism here just, you know what I'm saying? That's not a good omen. Anyway, so I'll find out if I have the Sundance Channel or not. That might be the beginning of a communist plot, you think so?
Yes.
Maybe the end of the world even.
Yes.
Okay, let's Smith-can this other poll here, Eric. We have 346. And I see that the loonies out there got to it right at the end. It's a good thing we're getting this off of there. What's your take on gay marriage? Absolutely, everybody should have equal rights. 147, 42.5%. Why should I care? 88, 25.5%. Put those two together, you got about 68%. Civil unions are okay, but not marriage, mister. 45. No marriages. No way. God didn't create Adam and Steve. 38. And only for members of the priesthood, 28 out of 353. They're pouring in now. God didn't create Adam and Steve, okay? Adam and Steve. He created a man and a woman, which, of course, is why we want all our women to, like, bend over Doogie style and...
Rectum.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, that argument, I think, went out the old window, you know what I mean? Once all you guys start getting obsessed with that anal crap.
I never argued the point.
And there's nothing worse than anal crap. Mark says, I want to thank you for your reading list. I'm thoroughly enjoying Franken's book on lies and liars who tell them. The chapter on bitch-slapping Goldberg, that's not Hank, that's Bernard Goldberg, on his book and lack of facts. I hope you keep reading excerpts from it each day. I'm a little ahead of where you are, so it's fun to go over it again. Every Democrat in government should be required to read this book. The way they can go into the talking head shows armed, it's time to go after the lying right wing. My next book to read is Hey Dude. No, it's not Hey Dude. It's Hey Jude. Dude, where's my country? And that's what is it? The book on the House of Saud and how we protect them. It says, Oprah had her book club. Why can't you have yours? You're not even as fat as she is, says Mark. No, I'm not as fat and not as rich, and nobody listens to the show no more. Hector says, this is cute. On the subject of gay marriage, a friend of mine's a divorce attorney. He's thrilled about gays getting married, not because of my friend being open-minded, but he can't wait for the divorce procedures to start. Good point, Hector. Right. It'd be a cottage industry, as they say at the old cottage, in cottage country. Anyway, getting back to the story I started a half an hour ago.
Yeah.
WQAM.
Hey, Mr. Rogers.
Yes, sir.
How you doing? Listen,
I'm
while
doing
you're
pretty
on
good.
the subject of reading Al Franken's book, I've already read it.
Right.
When you get to this part about it's about Fox News and Brit Hume,
right.
You know they try to trot this little Indian guy out there every time you bring up the subject that Clinton had a chance to get Bin Laden and didn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
This guy named Mazari Jah, who Fox called him their foreign affairs expert. When you get to that chapter in the book about that, read the inserts to your audience about this guy. This guy is so full of crap, man, you wouldn't believe it. He's part of the Sudanese government. And just read those. I just want to bring that little subject up. I really don't have that much material, but I want to get to that subject about Mazari Jah. That's his name.
Okay.
And you can let your listeners know about this guy that Fox News like to parade out there as their foreign affairs expert, and he's the one that's saying Clinton had a chance. In other words, he was trying to broker a deal between the Sudanese government and Clinton to bring in Bin Laden. It's a whole bunch of hogwash, man.
So you're not saying that Fox is unfair and unbalanced, are you?
Listen, Fox is terrible, man. Please, if you can read that passage to your listeners, man.
I'll even look for it during the break. I'll look for it. Maybe I'll do it today.
This is the Fox News part about Brit Hume.
Okay.
All right, later.
Thanks, Pally. Have a great day. Evangelicals are far more likely to say homosexuals can change. Catholics and mainline Protestants fall in the middle, and more secular people are most likely to say they cannot change, said Scott Keeter, a pollster with Pew Research Center for the People and the Press. The Peephole and the Press. The survey reinforced the finding that religious attitudes sharply affect feelings on gays and gay behavior. Those with a high level of religious commitment oppose gay marriage, 80 to 12%. The poll found that opposition to gay marriage has grown since midsummer, with 32% in favor and 59% opposing. In July, 53% said they opposed, but now 59% according to this. Political attitudes sharply affected beliefs about gay marriage. What a surprise. Aren't you shocked?
No.
4 in 5 of those who say they would vote to re-elect President Bush oppose gay marriage, while those who prefer that a Democrat win the presidency are evenly split, 50-50. Younger, now see, here's what I don't understand about young people, 18 to 30, really young compared to me. I mean, 60% are Bushlickers, okay? They're the biggest demographic of people who support Bush.
Brainwashed.
But on the issues, they don't agree. See, that doesn't make any sense to me. Younger adults were far more likely to say they favor gay marriage, and those between ages 20 and 30 about evenly split on favoring or opposing it. Opposition grew steadily as people's age increased. Among those, wait till you hear this, among those in the 60s and 70s, opponents outnumber supporters by more than 4 to 1.
Yeah.
Old fogies, man, set in their ways.
Oh, no, we can't have them faggots getting married and adopting children and stuff like that. We're going to go to hell in a handbasket.
That's handbasket rhymes with casket. You'll be seeing one soon. Americans with college degrees were closely divided on the question of gay marriage. 49% opposed, 44% in favor. In other words, younger and more educated people say, well, why the hell not? And older and stuffier and more right-wing people say, no, the Bible says this, and you're all going to rot in hell, is what they say. Don't you like the way they say it? Kind of like Pharrell.
You're going to rot in hell, baby.
Let's bring him back for a couple of weeks.
I'll go get him.
The survey, no, well, we need him because we're off source, man. I'm telling you, we got some real problems here, and I don't think that the powers that be are aware of it. They're still basking in the glory of that Marlins month, that October, that phony month, you know? Oh, the sports shows, man. Sports talk is where it's at. I don't think so. It's pretty damn boring. The survey found the public has moved toward widespread opposition against discrimination generally against homosexuals, despite the opposition to gay marriage. Now, here's another good one. I love this. And I feel so guilty now. Not you understand I've ever done anything. I just think about it.
I see.
Most Americans, 55%, say they feel that homosexuality is a sin, while 33% disagree. 55% of America, which is why America continues being in the Stone Age, far, far behind the rest of the supposedly civilized and educated world. 55% it's a sin, 33% say nay.
What would you get if you asked those same Americans about lesbianism?
Oh, they like it.
Right.
Where can they see it?
Mm-hmm.
9 in 10 highly committed. Oh, here you go. 9 in 10 highly committed. They should be committed. White evangelicals and nearly 3/4 of black Protestants say homosexual behavior is a sin. Oh, the Lord done it. The Lord done it. He saved me from myself. How do you like that? I mean, America, you just look at what it's made up of, man. I don't want to use the word morons, but there's sure a lot of them running out on the loose. Okay, we got that other poll up there now. I say Brittany. If I had a daughter, I'd like to have her just like Brittany. Only one exception. Don't bring Justin home. Right?
Right.
No, can you imagine all the hot-looking young guys
you
you
can't
bring
pick
home
and
if you look
choose.
like
You got to
Brittany?
take the good with the bad.
I see. Well, how about if your daughter brought somebody home that looked like Justin Tinkerbell?
No, thank you. Yeah.
You sure? You're positive? How about if he had all that money?
Okay. You go, girl.
18 till noon, at least if he shared it, if he spread it around a little bit, okay? In fact, Justin looks like somebody spread it all around right on his puss. 18 till noon at QAM. We got that big 1 to 2 hour coming up. It's Wednesday. I don't know. I feel pretty good today. I don't know what it is.
It's
feel
Wednesday.
Like, is that what it is?
Sure.
Is it Wednesday? It's hump day? I don't know. There's something in the air. Plus, I'm not breathing that real humid, stale air of South Florida no more. And I'm not smelling that backdraft from Mo's ass.
Rectum.
If you're looking for a fun original gift for somebody's birthday, anniversary, or for the holidays, make somebody's day by sending them a Vermont teddy bear. Just call 1-800-829-BEAR, and a friendly bear counselor will help you choose from over 100 handcrafted bears delivered with a card and chocolate in a colorful gift box. You can shop online, too, at VermontTeddyBear.com. It's a lot more personal and fun than those flowers which die in no time at all. And believe me, your teddy bear will be enjoyed forever. You won't believe the reaction you'll get. Choose from bears like the birthday suit bear, the Thanksgiving turkey bear, or baby's first Christmas bear. They got bears for just about every occasion. All of the bears are handmade in Vermont and guaranteed for life. The quality is positively
unbelievable.
It is. Overnight and Saturday delivery guaranteed, too. So call Vermont Teddy Bear toll-free at 1-800-829-BEAR or shop online at VermontTeddyBear.com. 1-800-829-BEAR and tell them that Ancient Neil told you to call Vermont Teddy Bear.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560. QAM.
Anyway, here's a fact that says the Sundance Channel is Robert Redford's channel, which primarily shows movies that have been shown at the Sundance Film Festival. It's usually only available from your cable satellite TV provider as part of their ultra-platinum, titanium-coated, jewel-encrusted total viewing package for $600 a month. Thank you very much. Maybe I do get it here. I don't know. I get lots of funky things, and you'll be pleased to know that I had to unplug and plug. Did you hear? Did it do anything on the air?
Oh, yeah, it was noisy and,
No, seriously.
No.
Oh, well, that's because I don't have the pot open for the TV.
Not only will life change on the ground.
See? But now I got it open. So everything's back. Thank goodness for that. Because if the world comes to an end, we want to be able to report it first right here on the show.
That's right.
Okay, what famous living person would you like to think is a role model for your daughter if you had one? And maybe you do, maybe you don't, but just for fun. 46 votes. Hillary Clinton, 15. I'm not saying anything. Susan Sarandon, 7.
Mm-hmm.
Jocelyn Elder, 6. Oprah, 6. Maureen Dowd, 5. Britney Spears got 4. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with having a daughter just like Britney? Bringing home the bacon. Maria Shriver, bringing home that hot meat. Maria Shriver, 3. And Natalie Maines from the Dixie Chicks, she's got the big, she ain't got none, okay?
That's 'cause
Mr.
she got
Smarty
fat.
Pants? Huh?
That's because she got fat.
She got nothing so far. WQAM, hello.
Good morning.
Yes, ma'am. A lady finally. You must be psychic. I was just thinking we haven't had one lady caller all day.
Well, here I am, and it's good news.
All right.
Not only do I love your reading of the Al Franken book, but it changed my life.
Really?
Yes, my husband has stopped watching Bill O'Reilly because of your reading yesterday.
Oh, excellent. I feel like I accomplished something. It's the best news I've ever had in my life. That splotchy bully Bill O'Reilly.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're a
Thanks for the great
lifesaver.
news. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
How do you like
See?
that? See?
You're doing
I
God's
accomplished
work.
something. See, the problem is we're here for ratings and money and not to accomplish anything, but I don't know. I'm starting
Maybe
to
you
say
can do
screw
both.
that.
That was
Huh?
funny. That was funny stuff.
What?
The book, the Al Franken stuff.
Okay, now what is the one he's talking about? Fox, something with, what one is that? I attend the White House correspondent dinner with, and annoy Karl Rove, Richard Pearl, Paul Wolfitz, and the entire Fox News team, but that's not it. I'm looking at the various chapters near to try our friend that called earlier. The chapter on Fox, that might be it. Chapter on page 58. Let me just take a look. What?
Nothing.
Well, no, the whole thing about Rupert Murdoch and Roger Ailes and all of these other Farbissina right-wing assholes. But there might be a thing in here that he's talking about the Indian guy.
The Indian guy.
That he had on as the guest, talking about Clinton's
Indian
chance to
guy.
get rid of Osama Yamama. The Indian guy. Don't say what's Dot. If any program on the Fox lineup represents the network's credo, fair and balanced, it's got to be what has been called the highest-rated show in television, Hannity and Combs. He's got Hannity in big print and Combs in little teeny tiny letters. Everywhere he prints it in here, he's got Hannity with big letters and Combs in little tiny letters. And for example, his chapter on Hannity and Combs, which is after the Bill O'Reilly one, he says Combs rhetoric, and every time he writes to Allen or Combs, it's in little tiny letters. Combs rhetoric may not be fiery, but at least there's not much of it. In the State of the Union show, Team Franken did a little rudimentary content analysis. They counted how many words Hannity said, and then they counted how many words Combs said in tiny letters. Then we compared them. Hannity in huge letters, 2,086. Combs in little tiny letters, 1,261. So there you go. I haven't found the other thing yet. I don't want to do it on the air. I'll do it while I'm playing all them bits during that 1 to 2 hour. Dean leads Kerry in New Hampshire Democrat primary. Howard Dean extended his double-digit lead over rival John Kerry among likely voters in New Hampshire's Democratic presidential primary, according to a poll that showed Wesley Clark losing ground. Uh-oh, General. If he'd hang out more with the mainstream people instead of the old Jews at the delis, he might be getting a little more support, you know? Although there probably aren't too many delis in New Hampshire. Dean, the former Vermont governor, was favored by 39% of Democrats and independents planning to vote in the January 27th primary. Kerry had the backing of 39-23 in the poll by Marist College's Institute for Public Opinion. The other candidates were in single digits, 14 undecided, 14%. Single digits. So in New Hampshire, it's a two-horse race. 39% for Dean and 23% for the scary John Kerry. Oh, I love this story. Well, I don't love this story, but I mean, just I wonder who wrote the Book of Love. Palm Beach, this is from the Sun Sentinel, no less, which we rarely even waste our time with those two fish wrappers in South Florida. Palm Beach County woman faces 8 to 16 years in prison for having sex with a 13-year-old boy. Are you familiar with this story?
Nope.
Now, obviously, it's, not kosher having sex with a 13-year-old boy, even a 12-year-old boy, as Michael's about to find out. But 8 to 16 years in prison? You think that might be just a little heavy duty?
A little bit.
A mother of 3, well, what would you say? 6 or 7?
Okay.
A mother of three pleaded guilty yesterday to having sex with a 13-year-old boy and supplying alcohol to other teenagers who regularly hung out at her house west of Lake Worth while her husband was at work.
Oh, see for that.
Amy Duane, 37, agreed to a plea deal that'll leave her fate in the hands of Palm Beach County Circuit Judge Jack Cook. She faces 8 to 16 and a half years in prison under state sentencing guidelines. Sheriff's detectives arrested Duane, a data entry processor at an elementary school, and her friend Debbie Favre, a Girl Scouts registrar, in May after both women admitted having sexual contact with boys at Duane's home, according to court records. Neighborhood junior high and high school students told authorities that the two women allowed them to drink and smoke at the Pinion Drive house when Duane's husband, a firefighter, wasn't around.
But wait, there's more.
Yeah, what does that mean?
No, drink and smoke and...
We'll get to it. Just relax. Just calm down. You're like her husband. You're holding that hose too tight. Duane first told investigators that she and the victim were really good friends, but later professed her love for the boy. Duane maintained that she had sex with the victim. Isn't this like a throwback? What was that broad in Seattle?
Letourneau, Mary Kay Letourneau.
There you go. She maintained she had sex with the victim once, but the teenager indicated the sexual relationship might have started up when he was 12, according to BS reports, or not Palm Beach County. The teenager told authorities they had sex at least 3 times. But who's counting? Evidently he was. The victim's mother said Tuesday that Duane, a woman they had considered a good neighbor, had an ongoing sexual relationship with her son. The family is still trying to heal from the damage done by Duane, the mother said. The Sun Sentinel is not publishing the name of the mother to prevent identifying the victim, a juvenile. The mother said she approved of the plea deal because her son didn't want to go to court and she didn't want him to go through the embarrassment of a trial. Duane didn't speak at any length at her court hearing as she pleaded guilty to a single count of lewd or lascivious battery and 9 misdemeanors counts of sale of alcohol to persons under 21. As part of, by the way, the legal drinking age in Ontario here is 19. I just mentioned that in passing.
Okay.
As part of the plea deal, don't you think it's a little more realistic than 21?
Yeah.
As part of the plea deal, prosecutors agreed to drop a second count of lewd or lascivious battery. She declined to talk as she left the courtroom with her attorney. Let's see. Well, there you go. It's got some more comments. The attorney said this, and this one said that. But that's the story. I mean, obviously a grotesque, unacceptable act, but 8 to 16 and a half years. Now, if it comes to find out Michael Jackson is convicted of having sex with a 12-year-old boy, how many years should we give him?
About 30, man.
There you go. Sounds reasonable to me. 300?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm for that. Okay, let's get some names for this poll here and quit diddling around, because we only have one more hour before our big 1 to 2 hour, which is shocking to me. Who's running the board now?
Tommy.
Still me.
Still Tommy. Well, what, Miguel just leave the building? He just left?
We don't know.
He was supposed to go to a meeting for 45 minutes, then come back to relieve me, but...
Right. Maybe he went to relieve himself.
There is no relief.
Hillary Clinton's got 23. What famous living person would you like to think is a role model for your daughter if you had one? Hillary, 23. Oprah, 12. Susan Sarandon, 11. Maureen Dowd, 10. Joycelyn Elders, 9. Why do they call her Joycelyn? I mean, I know that was her name, but it's not spelled like that. Maria Shriver, 7. Britney Spears, 7. And Natalie Manners has finally got, whatever her name is, Miss Manners. Natalie Maines has got a pair. But they're getting kind of like heavy and bloated, is what I'm hearing.
Because she got pregnant.
She's got, she got pregnant?
Yeah.
One of them Dixie chicks? Well, no wonder. One of them Dixie chicks might have been flirting with Hicks to get her kicks en route. It's 11:56, 40 minutes
I like
before
the
noon.
Chicksy.
Licks?
Yeah, that's it.
Shelley Bloom's Fashion Clothes. You can get your licks there, guys, because, man, they've been doing it right for guys in South Florida for 40 years in that same location. 40 long, amazing years. Boy, that's like almost some kind of a record. 2650 Northwest 5th Avenue in Miami Fashion District is where you'll find Shelley Bloom's. And at Shelley Bloom's Clothiers, you'll find fine men's clothing, suits and sport coats, slacks, dress and sport shirts, ties, even shoes. If you want to be a snappy dresser, unlike most of us at QAM, here's the place you ought to be doing it. Ask the fine people at Shelley Bloom's what the secret is to staying in business in town for the past 40 years, and they'll tell you. The 3 keys to their success are service, selection, and price. Simple as that. Giorgio Armani suits that sell from $1,395 to $1,595 sell for only $795 at Shelley Bloom's Fashion Clothiers. They even offer a fantastic selection of Italian suits starting at just $225 each. You'll say Acciapicchia. The selection is fantastic. The service is great. Thousands and zillions of suits in stock at all times, and their alterations are unbeatable too. So if you really want to look snappy, you want to find great deals, unbelievably low prices, this is the place like it's been for 40 years. Shelley Bloom's Fashion Clothiers, 2650 Northwest 5th Avenue in Miami Fashion District, open Monday through Saturday, 9:30 a.m. till 6 p.m. Stop by and tell them that old Neil sent you by. Shelley Bloom's Fashion Clothiers.
Live and local. This is 560. The radio's all yours now. QAM.
This is Mark Morgan. It's the 12 to 1 hour on QAM.
Hi, this is Jocelyn Elders, and I'm mad. Mad at those right-wing sons of bitches that forced Bill Clinton to fire me. Just who do the hell they think they are? All I was trying to do was deal with the reality of sex and teenagers. Maybe if Jesse Helms had buffed the chimp or Newt Gingrich had buttered the corn a little more, they wouldn't be so uptight. Flogging the dog never hurt anybody. And if people did a little more of it, we might save some lives. Hell, if Clinton just stayed home and spanked the monkey, he'd even be in less hot water. Teaching kids about masturbation would be no big deal. We could even take some standard teaching tools and just twist them around a little bit like, see Dick run. When you see Dick run, get to the doctor because you picked up a bad case of crouch crickets. Folks, we got to get real about the realities of the world we live in. There are too many kids out there taking a baloney ride and parking their yacht in Hare Harbor. Now, if we just teach them to stay home and paddle the pickle, pump the python, walk the dog, wax the carrot, or tickle the taco, we'd all be better off. And that's all I have to say. Now, I'm going home now and see if Mr. Elders wants to pop it in the toaster and hail an oyster and buzz the Brillo.
12:02 at 560 WQM. It's our gigantic noon to 1 hour. And then, of course, 1 to 2, we kind of like lay out, you know. Aren't we laying out?
No, we're having fun.
Oh. Anyway, 101 votes. What famous living person would you like to see as a role model for your daughter, if you had a daughter? Hillary Clinton, 26, Susan Sarandon, 15, Oprah, 14, Jocelyn Elders, 12, Maureen Dowd, 11, Maria Shriver, 10, Britney Spears, 9, Natalie Maines, 4. We'll get some more names on here this hour. In fact, we just put on there Sandra Day O'Connor. Why the hell not? She's got a kind of nice attitude. She don't mind when Clarence Token Thomas looks up her dress.
She's a bitch.
It says, I know you, well, I agree with that. It says you don't agree with her politics, however, can you please include Sandra Day O'Connor? Because she would be my choice based upon accomplishments, not ideology, it says here. No problem. We'll put that bitch on there. Miserable, nasty, hateful bitch. Right-wing sellout. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon Wireless line. Speaking of right-wing.
Or to break our word.
Anyway, let's look at these calls, man. Where the hell is the screamus action here? WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
What's up, buddy?
How you doing?
Pretty good. Hey, Nicole Kidman.
Nicole Kidman?
Yeah.
Any special reason?
No, I just think that any more the way society's going, she's the typical prototype woman.
Okay.
Husband cheats on her. She's taking care of her kids. Also wanted to put a plug in for Joe, Mark, Anthony, and Vlad for the 8 o'clock hour.
Okay, thanks.
All right.
Too late. Although they did well on the poll after Joe, blackmailed me into finally putting them on there. Okay, there you go. Nicole Kidman. For, kind of like mixed reason. Nothing too exciting. Didn't sound like all that enthused about it, did he?
No.
Oh. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T. Let's build this list. Let's go. I know that Dade County's all out of business this week. Everybody's they're all hiding. That's why one of the reasons we're not getting the usual response we get on our website. All the people in Dade are gone in hiding. They've either vamoosed to Broward and staying in hotels. I wouldn't be surprised if most of the motels in Broward are full this week.
Yeah.
No, seriously, wouldn't you imagine that they're loaded?
I would imagine.
Because tons of people are working in Broward who ordinarily are working and living in Dade. They're just, they got the hell out in anticipation of God only knows what, At the FTA,
Lots of visitors from out of town, with the media that's covering it. And
lots of people there to get their puss on TV and to make a big song to dance. And I'm not knocking them because I happen to agree with them. But the fact of the matter is the way that they want to accomplish their ends ain't going to get the job done. Right?
Right.
And my main feelings are with those poor bastards who are in business trying to eke a living out, who had to close down their shops and board up the windows and vamoose to Broward or Palm Beach, wherever the hell they went, and hope that when they come back they'll find everything still in one piece. That's not a way to live, If you want to protest, go throw rotten tomatoes at the government. Go to Washington. Don't come to Miami. We already got enough tourists, man. We survived Alien. We survived the hanging Chads.
I've got that T-shirt.
We survived Joe Carroyo. For crying out loud. We're even surviving Mayor Pinga Pequeña. Why do you want to do this to us, huh? So I feel for them people. WQAM, hello.
You Neil.
Yes, sir.
Why would you even be letting Clarence put that on your website with you and that 14-year-old kid running down?
Oh, well, you cut the crap. Cut the baloney. WQAM, hello.
Yeah, talk to Neil.
Speaking.
Neil,
Yes, sir.
have you seen that 5-part thing that's going on the History Channel about the possibility that LBJ killed Kennedy?
Yes.
I didn't know if you mentioned it. It's been over the last couple of days, and it really leads to the fact we're not in control of our own destinies in this country.
That's for damn sure, man.
And I just wanted to bring it up because in case some people haven't seen that, there's the fact that we can't trust none of them.
Well, there's a book on that. I forget what the name of the book was. It was released just not that long ago. I'll find out.
Yeah, well, mention all of it. And I love your reading the stories because when you're out here working, you try to catch the real dirt any place you can, and I know I can turn to you and hear it. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, pal.
All right.
5670560, pound 560 on it. You wouldn't remember the name of that book about LBJ. It was like a strange name.
No.
We'll figure it out. We'll put it on our website eventually. Getting a lot of names for this list.
No.
WQAM, hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Hey, let me turn my radio down.
Turn that
Listen,
radio
I don't
down.
know. I haven't listened to you all day. I just got in the car, but I wondered, has anybody brought up I know you're into kind of the conspiracy thing like I am. Why is it that Michael Jackson's house was invaded on the same day that Massachusetts brought up the gay marriage thing?
Yeah, and sure took, that did cross my mind. They were talking about that last night, that if there was anything that could take George W. and all the protesters in England off the front pages of the newspapers and off the top of the newscast, this was it, these two stories.
Well, what I'm thinking, Neil, is I think mainstream America that probably has never met a gay person or they don't realize they have, they associate Michael Jackson with being gay because he's a child molester.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
And that's so far, removed from each other, it's pathetic. And I think that's what they did it for, to bring out the Michael Jackson thing, to overshadow and get public opinion against the gay marriage.
I think outside of the priesthood, I don't know too many gay child molesters.
I think you're right there, buddy. Have a good day, pal.
And you too. Good point. 5670560. Yes, see, America. And of course now the Democrats are going to have to deal with this, and everybody's wringing their hands. Well, why the hell not? Okay, quit beating around the bush, if you pardon that expression. Let's get right down to it. What do you really think? Okay. I mean, are you like really 100%, or you're like 50%? I mean, what kind of? Well, that's a start. Oh, but gee, this is the last thing we needed. Yada yada, and all that other bull crap. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Bubba, although Bubba sure got elected in 92 by a pretty good margin, by a huge margin.
Right.
Even though he said the first thing he was going to do was get rid of that whole thing in the military.
Right.
With the banning gays from military. And then, of course, the right-winger said, not so fast, Bubba. That lasted for about 3 minutes.
Sure.
And they said, well, not so fast. That's when we got don't ask, don't tell.
Okay, I won't.
Don't ask, don't tell, because we're watching in the back, and we'll, drag your ass out of the closet and then, embarrass and disgrace you. And what's this stuff you sent me about Bernard Goldberg? Made fools of his readers and bias. Now his new book, he's at it again. Yeah, Bernie Goldberg's an asshole. 5670560. Let's get some names for this poll. Let's get some names on it, okay? Let's hop on it. You think?
Okay.
WQAM, hello.
Neil, afternoon.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I got a question about this same-sex marriage stuff, or
yes.
comment, rather. I've been hearing this about months and months and months. People talking about how marriage is ordained as far back as history can find in religion for procreation. Well, if you put the religious argument into it and say that you can't allow same-sex marriages because it's against a certain religion, the First Amendment to the Constitution states that Congress shall make no law respecting the establishment of religion or the regulation
but what else do you expect religious nuts to say? They're always going to use their religion as an excuse for their bigotry, and they've always done it.
But the thing is, Congress can't create any law respecting any, if you're going to put religion into it, then it's a question of what religion. There are priests out there that think that same-sex marriage is fine. So if you're going to put religion into that law, you have to say any ordained religion has the right to choose for themselves whether they're going to sanctify a same-sex marriage.
I think what you're going to see is a real ugly thing now, because now right off the bat, as soon as Massachusetts ruled yesterday, they're calling for this constitutional amendment, which of course is going to take 2.5 years, because it's got to be ratified by 2/3 of the states, and it's going to be really divisive and hateful and full of crap, and all the usual old evil stuff going to be rattled back and forth again. It's really sad.
Sure, and when it makes its way through all that and wastes all our tax dollars and wastes all this time that could be used for
Right.
much better legislation, it's going to go before the Supreme Court and be struck down. Because
Kind of reminds me of blowjob gate all over again about all that impeachment crap.
well, the government cannot create any law that is discriminatory against the person based on their race.
It's easy to say that, but for example, on abortion, which they're not doing their best to overturn Roe v. Wade, we just got this partial birth abortion bill. It's the same thing, and of course the courts step in sometimes, and then when it goes to the Supreme Court, God only knows what they're going to do because he's got it stacked with his right-wing buddies up there, which gave him the election.
Sure, but I understand that. But the whole question before the courts on abortion is not completely religious. It's based upon when actually the life starts.
Absolutely it is. The whole question on abortion is based on when you believe conception.
I mean, I'm not gay, but I think this whole thing is much ado about nothing. It's wasting everyone's time and pissing off a lot of people. And I'd rather
it's a red herring, man. The red herring.
I'd rather see my tax dollars be wasted on something else that could actually affect people.
Well, they're doing a good job with that too, believe me.
Anyway, you have a great day.
And you too. They're doing a great job of wasting our tax dollars. Over $100 billion pumping into Iraq. They're pumping it. People dying every day, and the public is sitting back like that. I'm serious, man. It's scary.
Yeah.
It's really scary how many stupid, brainwashed, mindless people are out there, just no interest in anything else outside of their own little narrow lives, and that's it. By the way, all you gay people out there, you want to get married, hop on a plane, come on up to Toronto, eh? Come on up to Ottawa.
You'll be
anywhere
sorry.
out here. Come up to London, Ontario. Go to Detroit and hop on the old bridge or the tunnel and head over to Windsor and tie the old knot. You'll be sorry, by the way. Speaking of red herrings, you know, one of the best South Florida dining secrets, best kept secrets, is right in Coral Springs. The Gold Coast Seafood Grill just celebrated their 1-year anniversary. They got 3.5 stars from the Sun Sentinel Showtime Dining Review. They get 10 stars from George because when they brought food in a few weeks ago, he said it was so good, it was almost obscene. It's just fantastic. The Gold Coast Seafood Grill's got lots of great specialties that sound great and taste great, including mango plum salmon, almond-crusted mahi-mahi, orange honey-glazed sea bass, and crab and shrimp stuffed trout. There's a great bar atmosphere at the restaurant with an extensive wine and martini list, too. Big, gigantic martinis at happy hour, only $5.50 from 4 to 7 p.m. every day, 7 days a week. The Gold Coast Seafood Grill, you'll find it in Coral Springs at 2752 North University Drive, right inside the beautiful Walk Shopping Center. For reservations, call 954-255-FISH. 954-255-FISH. You can dine inside or outside. Large parties and private functions, welcome, too. By the way, the oldest fish on record in captivity just turned 65.
Well, all right.
Did you know that?
No.
65 years
Happy
old.
birthday.
An old fish. Happy birthday to the old fish. Experience the best kept secret in lunch and dinner dining. It's the Gold Coast Seafood Grill in Coral Springs, 2752 North University Drive, inside the amazing Walk Shopping Center. The Gold Coast Seafood Grill, where you always find great seafood and great prices, too.
We're Sports Radio 560 QAM.
For years, you've trusted Schmuckers to bring you 100% pure fruit in our delicious jams and jellies. Well, turns out we lied. So that means we're introducing a brand new line of products just for those whiny, nitpicking bastards who demand truth in advertising. It's our all-new, court-ordered products from Mother Schmuckers. Yes, they're sort of strawberry, got some grape, and practically peach. And just like you, they're all a bunch of Mother Schmuckers. So, for all you who've got nothing better to do than analyze jelly, you can all eat this. With a name like Mother Schmuckers, it's gotta be food.
1217. Don't step on me again, Mason. 1217 at 560 WQM. 139 votes on this second poll today. If you had a daughter, maybe you do have a daughter, who would you like to be a role model? Hillary Clinton, 40, Oprah, 19, Susan Sarandon, 18, Jocelyn Elder, 16, Maureen Dowd and Britney Spears, 13. 13 for Britney. Maria Shriver, 11, Natalie Maines has got 5, Sandra Day O'Connor, 4, and Nicole Kidman has got the big... Oh! Probably because she was married to Tom Cruise, and they don't want to touch it. Can you blame him?
No.
5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. WQAM.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I want to speak to Neil, please.
Speaking.
Neil Rogers?
Sounds like me.
Hey, what's up, buddy? Listen, I love your show, by the way.
Okay.
Listen, Neil, have you ever had a Krispy Kreme donut?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know that all the donuts there are kosher?
And?
Well, no, it's funny. The other day I went into one of the stores and I...
Well, let me ask you something, sir. Why do we care about that?
Well, because who's paying for it? I mean, who's paying it? Tax dollars are paying for that, right?
Oh, that was my best. That was the best call of the year right there. All I can say is,
Oi!
Krispy Kreme donuts are kosher and our tax dollars are subsidizing it. How do you like that? Them damn Jews are at it again.
Well, I want my free donuts, goddammit. I'll put on a beanie and say,
you know what? This asshole probably works for Dunkin' Donuts. You know, by the way, your donuts suck, pal. Okay? We like Krispy Kreme a lot. Well, that's okay. So get your coffee at Dunkin' Donuts and then hop in a car while you're drinking it. Just ride on down the road a few blocks and go to Krispy Kreme and get some great donuts.
Had some Dunkin' Donuts coffee this morning.
Dunkin' Donuts blows, okay? Their coffee may be the greatest, but I don't drink coffee, number one. Number two, I shouldn't be eating donuts anyway.
No, you should not.
That was a great call. Let's face it. I told you, if you go through about 3,000, sooner or later. WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil, how you doing?
I'm doing okay.
Hey, listen, I'm still pissed about Pharrell. Is there... I loved that show. I loved it. It pissed off my Republican boss beyond belief, which made it even better.
Well, what did Pharrell have to do with politics?
Nothing. Just, well, my boss is real right-wing bushlicker, just whatever his family values he loves.
Oh, I see, the family values. He was a little bit too risque, too over the top for your boss?
Yeah, he got pissed if he even heard me listen to it at work because of all the stuff.
Well, you know, I want to tell you something that really bothers me, and maybe I'm reading something wrong of this, but on Thursday and Friday, unlike some of my colleagues, if I can use that term, I told exactly what happened, whether they liked it or not. I knew the audience, most of our listeners were unhappy with what happened, and I told it exactly the way it was, and there are a lot of people who didn't want to hear exactly the way it was. They wanted to hear me go on and say, oh, our management's out of their minds, and blah, 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 and just rip Greg Reed again. Well, I did rip him for what he deserved, and that was hiring a guy which he knew what he does in the first place, and then firing him for doing what he knew he should have done. You see what I'm saying? Greg deserves to be ripped for that. But in this other case, when somebody tells you, you know the real world, when somebody says, hey, we're taking a lot of heat because of you. Like last year it was me. I was the one. It was my turn with that Condoleezza business. And they tell you, look, you can't do this again or you're going to lose your job. We're going to fire your ass. Unless you're a moron, unless you have some kind of a death wish, you say, okay, I don't need to do that. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's stupid with an awesome show.
Right. Exactly. That's right. It was an awesome show, but the problem was you're dealing with a guy who just has a death wish.
What if he, went in with, someone to calm his ass down? Would that help?
No.
Pharrell and Suds.
No, the word is out of control. Well, he's not coming back, not on this station.
So he didn't buy it, did he?
And let me say it again. He was not going to be fired. He was going to be suspended. And when the two guys, when Clarence and Duff called him up on that Wednesday, a week ago, and the guys who've been supporting him and saving his job for a couple of months because he keeps going over the edge, and they call him up to try to tell him he's going to be suspended for 2 days, and, you can stick it up your ass, blah, 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 you miserable faggot, blah, blah, all this other crap. Well, you think a guy's going to keep his job doing that?
I just voted my Arbitron rating got diary to him and you. And now my vote doesn't count.
What do you mean it doesn't count?
Greg.
What do you mean it doesn't count?
Greg. Well, it helps you.
Yeah.
But it's going to help Greg get higher revenue for that time slot because he'll have a higher rating.
Right.
Even though my guy's gone.
Well,
I know.
All I can tell you is we enjoyed working with him. He was a lot of fun. He was a hoot. He was getting big numbers in there, which obviously shows in October. But you have to have a certain sense of survival. You know what I mean? In this world, you just can't go off and do whatever the hell you want.
And in between 8 and 10, I don't want to hear sports. I want to laugh, Which
what can I tell you?
I know.
Well,
all
thanks
right,
for your help, Pally. We love you. Thanks a lot.
All right, go ahead and get married. Bye.
Okay, I'm going to do it this week. Anybody out there in the street? Hey, come on up. You look pretty good. Let's get married. I mean, we could, dwell on that, and I mean what I just said. I have the feeling that there are a lot of people, enormous numbers of guys out there who are really unhappy with what I said Thursday and Friday. You know something? I'd say it again, because that's just exactly what happened. And for me to go and defend, you know what it reminds me of? Back in the Randy Rhoads days.
Yeah.
Here's another person. If you defended her 98% of the time, but if there's 2% of the time you said, well, no, I think she was wrong about this or whatever it was. Oh my God, I thought you were my friend. That whole, all that, remember those days?
Sure do.
Nobody supported her more than I did at IOD, and yet I still wasn't good enough. Because if you don't support me 100% of the time, then you're a piece of crap and you're a backstabbing phony. Well, that's bull crap. And we had a good thing going here, but I was aware of all the stuff that was going on behind the scenes and how long can it go on. And I told, I'm the one guy, this is what really frosts my ass. The one guy in this market who's got the balls and to talk about Jack Thompson by name on Friday, which I have no compunction with doing because there's nothing to prevent me from doing it. Why should anybody who's pulling all this crap behind the scenes get some kind of an exemption?
I don't know.
He's a public figure. For years and years now he's been pulling this kind of a crap. And I told it exactly the way it was. And when somebody is on your ass and on the station's ass and on your license, there are things that you have to do to survive. Because if we don't have any license, there is no Scott Farrell show, and there ain't no Neil Rogers show, there ain't no show. Okay, there ain't nothing. It's a matter of staying in business. It's not rocket science. And if you're that much filled up with yourself and got that kind of gigantic ego, then there's a problem there. And the problem there, obviously, is following this guy from one place to another, because he gets canned everywhere he goes, because he cannot stop. He cannot stop going way over the line. And like I said last week, he doesn't need to do that. He's off the wall, he's entertaining, he's funny, he's unique, he's all of these things. He doesn't need to go there, but he can't stop. And to me, it's kind of like childish. You know, it would have been like if I came on here the next day after that meeting like a year ago November, a year ago now, and would have started playing the unexpurgated Condoleezza the next day. I mean, it would have to be a crazy person. What would be the point? Yeah, exactly. George, you're fired.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
Yeah, I know. That's what Mo said, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, nice going, Mo. So far, you ain't got anybody fired. You're just a waste of time. And Joe Rose says, stay the hell out of his studio.
Yeah, he does.
Hey, no, he does. No, I see people think I'm making that up. You're a witness. Joe doesn't want anything to do with you. He made it very, very clear, crystal clear. Okay, Mo, stay the hell out of there. He doesn't want to consort with you. He don't want nothing to do with you. He can't stand your ass. So don't come in there pretending to suck around now. In fact, he went so far, Mo. Well, Neil, now I realize I should have known sooner it was all just shtick. Joe Rose is the real asshole around here. Yeah, he goes from one to the other, trying to deflect because of the fact that everybody hates him, you know. So trying to suck up to me. That didn't work either, Mo. You're still a piece of crap. The most unctuous, the most unacceptable human being I've ever met in my life, in or out of radio. I just never encountered anybody so full of himself and full of crap. In addition to which, your show is so damn boring, man. It's just ponderous. Unbelievable, Mo. Anyway, let's see. Rudy says, it was great listening about Bill O'Reilly, but one person is more obnoxious is Sean Hannity. Please read Al Franken's chapter about Sean Hannity. Well, that will be next. And Alan Combs in teeny tiny letters. You really have to see the pages. It's so funny because he's got, Sean Hannity in big letters and Alan Combs little teeny tiny. Alex says, I hope you read this on the air. Wanted to comment what you've been talking about today. Wanted to know why people feel it's their responsibility to correct the world. Who cares if you have two guys who want to get married? It doesn't insult me, bother me, or harm me in any way. The people should worry about their own lives, which I'm sure it's not that great. Since they can't control their lives, they want to control ours. If guys want to marry each other and are supposed to go to hell, then that's their problem. Right. Maybe they want to flame in hell if they're flaming. They're not taking me with them for what they do. I live my life the way I want, and that's freedom God gave us. God in quotes, says Alex. Nice going, Alex. You're a little chronic, but nice going. Yeah, when people start worrying about other people's sex lives, then you have to really wonder, what the hell is going on with them, you know? Who are they doing? 27 past noon at 560 WQM. If you got a really menial, crappy job, and you expend a lot of energy, but it's not worth it because your paycheck is like squat, here's the answer for you. Make one simple call that could change your life forever. 1-866-FAST-TRAIN. That's the number to dial. Because Fast Train can have you trained and certified for a real, honest-to-goodness, high-paying computer network professional career or a high-paying medical computer specialist career in as little as 4 months. Just 4 months out of your life is all it takes to get on the road to real success. That's right. Fast Train offers day, evening, weekend classes. They offer job placement assistance and even financial aid to people who qualify, too. Fast Train's got 6 convenient Florida locations, 2 over in Tampa, which, quite frankly, who cares about that, but 4 in South Florida, so there's bound to be one close by where you live, convenient for you. So if you'd like to get out of your dead-end job, say goodbye to your boss, just kiss his ass goodbye, pick up that phone and call Fast Train right now, get the training for a real skilled job and a big paycheck that goes along with it. Check them out on the web if you like first at fasttrain.com, and then make that call, and please don't forget, tell them that the illustrious Todd Dreck with a capital D told you to call. Todd Dreck. Fast Train, it's 1-866-FAST-TRAIN.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Every good Christian
magician knows a game to play, and it's not so very hard to do. The name of the game is the Bible says, if you interpret it the way we do, tell people you know the way. Invite them to your house, take their possessions away, and then you burn it down. You can get somebody to believe anything if you make the Bible say it's true. No matter what you do, you can be guilt-free. The Lord will always forgive you. Pick up a poisonous snake. Wave it all around.
Oh my God.
Find a abortion clinic and shoot a doctor down. Everybody pray along with me, okay? Come on, you young Republicans. Beat the crap out of your kids. You're Deuteronomy bound. Oh! Go on a pilgrimage and pass the Kool-Aid around. Fight off the chicken's head to make a sacrifice. You've got the
only 9 days away from another big anniversary. Speaking of drinking the Kool-Aid, Jim Jones, and I noticed they trotted out some of these survivors from Jonestown. Did you see that?
Yeah.
I mean, why are we commemorating that? Is there any special reason?
Well, we should remember it, if not commemorate.
Why is that?
Because it was a bad thing, and this is what can happen to you if you believe a preacher.
Oh, in other words, if you believe a cult like any of the other religions?
No,
See,
preacher,
it's always fascinating
preacher.
to me, and I got sucked in years ago, back in those boring days when I used to do shows with guests on KAT and WS News. And, well, we have to deprogram kids from these cults because they get brainwashed and they take away their ability to think. And I remember asking in those days, because I used to, argue with all the priests and the rabbis and all them other goyim, well, what's the difference? What constitutes a cult? And the answers were just shocking, mind-boggling. Well, something with a strong, like a father figure. And I'd say, you mean like the Pope?
Right.
Oh, yeah, like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no. And taking people's ability to reason for themselves away from them. Oh, you mean like all the other the so-called Judeo-Christian, all that, and the Muslims, of course.
Above.
All of these things. Every religion is a cult, okay? It's just that some do a better job of it, and some are more accepted by the goddamn mainstream media who don't have the balls to take them on. That's the problem. So all of this business about gay people and gay marriages and straight people and slavery and all this other crap, and women are like, see, when you look at all the religions of the world and see the way that women are treated, how dare the so-called Western religionists point their finger at the Muslims and talk about the way that they treat women? Huh?
Right, it's all the same crap.
It's all the same crap, it's just a different way of doing it, that's all. The Judeo-Christian tradition has a long, rich history of subjugating women and making them 10th-class citizens.
All those Middle Eastern religions, all the same.
Right. All of them lunatics, crazy people. And if you don't believe me, just take a look at the news. Just take a glance at your pants. Every day they're busy killing each other. Well, here's another illegal settlement over here, and because we think that one of the terrorists might live in this block, let's just blow some houses up, and maybe some of his relatives will die too, and that'll teach them a lesson. At least they won't be doing no suicide
That'll
bombing.
learn them.
Yeah.
Works
and of
like
course,
a charm.
we're doing the same thing now in Iraq. There's a good story on our website. There's a lot of good stories on our website. Nobody's going to it anymore. That's okay. They're busy. But there's a great story about that, about how we're doing the same thing in Iraq now as part of our desperation to try to find a way out.
Just wholesale laying waste.
Yeah, laying waste. Well, so in other words, if a bunch of houses are turned to rubble and there happen to be some innocent bystanders, some pain-in-the-ass innocent bystanders, and a bunch of kids in there, well, that's just the way it goes. It's more collateral damage, and we don't count them anyway.
We make sure that there's nobody in those groves that we're cluster bombing right now.
Right. Isn't this cute? I want my daughter to grow up to be just like Richard Simmons. Oh.
Okay.
Oh, man. Maybe a little bit more macho than that. He's a real asshole, by the way. Have I mentioned that in a long time?
Yeah, that's
No.
what I've heard.
567. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Oh, man. This is really something. This is right in line with...
There's more.
Huh?
There's more.
There's more coming?
Yeah.
Okay, this is from a Google search. Coral Gables attorney Jack Thompson has filed a letter complaint objecting to the renewal of Clear Channel's license for classic rock station WBGG, Miami Fort Lauderdale, Big 106, on the basis of the station's carriage of Howard Stern's syndicated morning show. So you see, it isn't just Scott Farrell. It isn't just this station. It's any station that Wacky Jackie doesn't approve of. He's appointed himself as the moral censor of what you people out there can hear on the radio and watch on TV and see on video games and any other damn thing. Thompson provided no tapes or transcripts of the complaint, but asserts that the FCC cannot disregard this informal objection on the basis of some alleged failure to provide transcripts or audio recordings, as these have been provided to the FCC by the undersigned in support of past formal decency complaints about the Howard Stern Show, only to be ignored totally by the FCC. This in itself is an abrogation of legal duties of the FCC. Don't you like the tone of that? Yeah. How dare you do this, yada, yada, yada. And I thought there's more to this. Is there another page coming?
Coming at you.
It's coming
not
at
a lot
you,
more,
okay.
just one more page. Yeah.
So it's, I hear it clicking back there already. So there you go. See, I think it's time that you people should go behind the scenes rather than all of this going on quietly, which is why it's a damn good thing that I exposed the Momeister a long time ago, like last year, for all the crap he was trying to pull, getting George fired, interfering with this show, stirring the pot to try to, interfere with everybody he can, whether the hell it was, everybody on that show. The Beast and, what the hell's her name?
Carolyn.
See, out of sight, out of mind. Well, this is just a little bit more on this.
Moron.
Oh, look at this. This is a response from the FCC attorneys, I guess. Concerns the captioned application for the renewal of license at Big Fort Lauderdale filed by Clear Channel. For the reasons set forth below, the informal objections are denied and the application is granted. How do you like that? The informal objections allege that Big has broadcast indecent programming in violation of 18 yada yada, including the Howard Stern Show and the Neil Rogers Show, and argued that such broadcasts. Now, how do you like that? The Neil Rogers Show is non-Big radio, WBGG. And argue that such broadcasts warrant the denial of Big's license renewal application. I sure hope that Wacky Jackie didn't mention my name in regard to his complaints, because the Neil Rogers is not supposed to be mentioned by self-same, according to an agreement that he signed very voluntarily 10 years ago. Or more than that. However, because none of the objections included audio tapes or broadcast transcripts, the Commission cannot determine whether they provide a basis for further inquiry or denial of the renewal application. Further, an examination of the renewal application reveals that a grant thereof would further the public interest, convenience, and necessity. In light of the above and pursuant to yada yada yada, the informal objections are denied. An application to renew the license of Big FM, Fort Lauderdale, are granted. Boy, they're really good at the FCC. They've got WBFF instead of BGG in this one paragraph. But that's interesting, including the Howard Stern Show and the Neil Rogers Show. The Neil Rogers Show is non-Big 106. What the hell did my name get involved in that again? Jack. There we go. I'm saving that.
Look at the sincerely.
Sincerely what? Linda Blair.
Yeah.
Holy cow, the name of the broad that wrote this response was Linda Blair.
The power of Christ compels you.
Oh!
The power of Christ compels you.
Audio Services Division, Mass Media Bureau, Linda Blair. How do you like that? She's a real head-turner, I'll tell you that. I'm saving that and passing that along to the proper authorities. I'll tell you that right now. Getting my name involved on a station I don't even work for, on which my program ain't even heard. I wish it was, though, because it's FM with a big signal.
Yeah, wouldn't
Here's
that
the
be nice?
facts. What?
Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah, it would be. Wouldn't that be nice? That's what Brian Wilson said. Look what happened to him. Here's the facts. It says the suction from Mo is just pathetic and desperate as he tries feverishly to backtrack and backpedal. Now Neil is okay and Joe Rose is a buddy. It won't work. We all hate you, Mo. Everybody, we hate you. I was willing to give you the benefit of the doubt, says the faxer, but listening to your gloating and backstabbing last week after your friend Scott was canned showed everybody your true colors as a nasty, talentless, bitter old piece of crap. Very well said. That's the best facts we've had all year. Excellent. Got your thumb right on it. 1241 at 560 WQM. Imagine this when you buy, when you get your next mortgage. Zero closing cost, all of these things. Zero application fee, zero credit bureau fee, zero discounted points. It's the last mortgage you'll ever need. The revolutionary only one mortgage from Financial Group. Now, with an interest rate of just 1.95%. That means if you have a $200,000 loan, your payments are only $738 a month. Once you refinance or get a new home mortgage from Financial Group, you'll never, ever, never pay closing costs again. So call 1-800-940-LEND. Grab real financing power with a low-rate mortgage. You can move to your next property without further cost or expense. Only one mortgage, it's called, from Financial Group. If you want more details, call 1-800-940-LEND. It's a whole new way to buy. Zero underwriting fee, zero doc fee, zero prepayment penalty, zero closing cost, even when you move to another property. Get yourself financing at the amazingly low rate of just 1.95%. Call 1-800-940-LEND and never ever pay closing costs again. Get more info today by calling Financial Group at 1-800-940-LEND. They're an equal housing lender. Restrictions do apply. Rates subject to change monthly. 5.19 APR.
Live and local. We're Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Yeah. This one goes out to all the people who think I'm some kind of freak and make fun of me and make me cry. Yeah, people like this.
Sorry, Michael Jackson, you're not for real.
I am so.
Everybody really wants to know what the hell did you do to your nose?
Just quit it. Okay, so my nose looks a little nasty, but that's what happens when you have unnecessary rhinoplasty. I don't know why you make such a big deal about my nose. When was the last time you took a look at my clothes? All my suits look like something out of Sgt. Pepper, but my skin looks like something you'd see on a leper. Well, it hurts my feelings, and it makes me sad. I used to be so popular. I used to be bad. You know, I used to be bad, so bad. Oh, come on.
Sorry, Michael Jackson, you give me the creeps.
You know,
spending all your time with little kids, pay them so they don't say what you did.
Wow! It hurts that you find hilarity in the fact that I started a phony charity, Heal the Kids. That's what I named it. But you can't heal something until after you've named it. What's worse, I broke my foot and I walk with a limp. Now I'm not even fast enough to catch Bubbles the chimp. And that's why right now I'm sulking. That and the fact that I'm still in love with Macaulay Culkin. I wish things would be good again like they were in the 80s before I started to look like a voodoo doll from Haiti.
Sorry, Michael Jackson, you don't look real.
I'm really real.
Where did all your darker pigment go? You're as white as Barry Manilow.
Stop that.
Sorry, Michael Jackson, you're not for real. Why don't you go home to Neverland, lay outside and try to get a tan?
I can't.
Sorry, Michael Jackson, you don't look real. Where did all your darker pigment go? You're as white as Barry Manilow. Sorry, Michael Jackson, you're not for real.
I am.
Why don't you go home to Neverland, lay outside and try to get
12:48. I can't wait until I see him getting dragged away with the cuffs on. That's going to be a beautiful
that'll
thing.
be great.
I sure hope they don't mess up his gloves, though.
Or his nose.
209 votes. They can't do that. Hillary Clinton, 58. Susan Sarandon and Jocelyn Elders, Oprah tied for second with 23. So Hillary is winning hands down. All you people out there, if you had a daughter or you have a daughter, you'd like them to be just like Hillary.
No.
Frigid. See, I don't understand that. It's one thing to respect Hillary, or maybe you want to vote for her, you think she's going to be a really great president, or whatever it is. But you want your daughter to be like that?
Sour bitch.
Man, and then your granddaughter's going to look like Chelsea. Stop and think about that. Oh, man. That might change your altitude.
Hush your mouth.
Here's Aventura. Hello.
Hi, Neil.
Yes, sir.
The other night I was listening to the Bubblegum News, Fox News, and they were quoting Candace Beans, lies,
lies. Yeah.
Candace lies. And, hello?
Yeah. I'm listening.
And she said the administration looking for a leader in Iraq who can control the religious fanatics, can control the ethnics to killing each other.
Well, let me ask you, who's going to control the religious fanatics in the USA?
Well, what I'm saying that what she said, and have respect of the people, and as a well recognizable name. You know, I just think of it. Before we earned that, they had a guy like that.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, who's going to control that?
He was a brutal dictator, but in the meantime, they had like law and order, and
jobs,
the electricity was working, the water was working, people had jobs, women were treated better there than in any other Muslim country. Things were bad, but they weren't like nearly as bad as they are right now. Right now, they got absolute chaos, and people are dying every day. We sure do a beautiful job.
Which was everybody knew it's going to happen,
right,
except our glorious leader.
Well, he just thought they'd go in there and grab the oil and stick a hose onto it there, and that's what Cheney told him, so he got sucked into it.
Did you hear the New West? You know, they cannot produce gasoline, so Halliburton buys gasoline from one of his subsidiaries in Kuwait for
Right.
$2.50
And then
a
they
gallon,
resell it at a huge
and sell it for
rip-off,
25
right.
cents and $2.25 a gallon. The American taxpayers
Right.
pay for it.
You got it.
It's really nice. that,
Yeah.
That
We're in the wrong business, man. We're in the wrong
Oh yeah,
business.
that's right. That's right. The Halliburton made out like bandits, and all the other, the weapons. A bunker busting bomb costing $18 million, made out of defective cannon barrels. Hey, if I were making cannon barrels and I would have to, I screwed one up and I would have to sell it to a junkman for $500 or the taxpayers for $18 million, hey, I would sell it to the taxpayer for $18 million.
There you go. Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Just as much fun to have the price. Thanks a lot, Pally. That's what you have when you get
Another dick in the White House?
Right. Couldn't have said it better myself, Terry. We miss Terry Griffin. She's a sweetheart.
Yes, she is.
We worked with a lot of nice people over the years, and then we worked with some assholes, too. This fax you sent me, this is a great idea for a poll, which we've never done.
I don't think we have.
This is good. Because they sure don't like today's poll. But, I'm going to show you something. In fact, I'll bet...
No, I don't want to see it.
No, listen. I'll bet Mo's life on it.
Okay.
Tomorrow, for part of the show, a lot of days we do 2 polls. I mean, why not do 2 polls? It's more fun than doing just one. But that's what I always say. Where if we do the same poll with your son, who'd your son like to have for a role model? See what I'm saying?
Okay.
I guarantee there'd be a zillion more votes. You'll see.
You're right.
And a lot more names on it.
No question.
It's part of that same thing I was talking to a little while ago. Who the hell admires women anyway? I mean, people, want to do something with them. They want to do them. They want to use them and abuse them.
It'd be better if there were more admirable women out there.
Right. At any rate, maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe there won't be any names on that either. Maybe it's just a bad idea, but I don't think so. I thought it was kind of cute.
Mm-hmm.
But this thing is good. The American Film Institute hums the top 100 movie songs, which is just a cute headline. Anyway, they're going to honor the songs of Hollywood in its ongoing celebration of American movies with AFI's 100 Years, 100 Songs, America's Greatest Music in the Movies, a 3-hour special will be broadcast next year. And we never done nothing like that. So I'm putting it in my...
We did TV themes, but not like that.
Right, not that. I'm putting it in my poll pile. I got an old pile of polls over here, and I'm sticking it right on top. That's a good idea. Maybe we can get some more names on this poll today before we close this sucker out, because it's not good. Here's Orlando. Hello.
Hi, Neil.
Yes, sir.
How's it going today?
Pretty damn good.
That's good. Hey, the last couple of days you've been reading Al Franken's book. Tuesday
Right.
it was Ann Coulter. Yesterday it was O'Reilly.
Right.
And you were reading his he said next chapter about the O'Reilly yesterday. He said, we'll get to Sean Hannity later.
That is the next chapter.
I would love to hear that. I don't think you have time today to read it, but maybe.
How about
some
tomorrow?
other
How does that sound? Tomorrow sounds good to me.
Excellent, man. He's an asshole.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, there's so many assholes in so little time. He's talking about Sean Hannity, by the way, not Al Franken. You notice I didn't get one call or one fax from anybody who said, oh, don't read that stuff on here. And, of course, I know if we take the polls, it's a different story, because a lot of people like to pile on our poll. Yeah, and load it up. Hannity, in fact, the heading of Chapter 14 in Franken's book, it says Hannity, and then in much smaller letters, and Combs. This guy is a panic. He's right on target, and he can take the most depressing, grotesque stuff and give you a little chuckle, too. He's great. I'll say it again. Michael Moore and Al Franken, president and vice president, and they can, alternate. You know what I mean? Like,
Sure.
for 6 months apiece, and then we'll, switch positions.
That's a balanced ticket.
I shouldn't have said switch positions. 64 say Hillary. They'd like their daughter to be just like Hillary. Frigid. 25, Jocelyn Elders. Susan Sarandon, 24. I'll tell you who I loved, although she's dead. And then people are going to say, the usual homophobes and right-wingers will say, oh, that's because she was a dyke, it turned out. Was Barbara Jordan, man. I loved her. She was brilliant. She was articulate. She had balls. Well, she was. But, she was great. Remember Barbara Jordan?
No.
The congresswoman from Texas?
No. I wasn't into politics, whenever that was.
It's not that long ago. You have to be schmitting me. You
Hey,
don't know
if it
who
was last
Barbara
month.
Jordan was. Black,
Right.
big,
Yeah.
heavy, real outspoken, liberal, great, taking no crap from anybody. Barbara Jordan was great. I can't believe it.
I've heard the name and stuff. I just never.
Now, who's sitting
sat
in the
through
other
one of her
chair? Is
speeches.
Miguel sitting
Yeah,
over
he's
there?
back. He's been back.
Miguel's back. I should know because he put calls on hold. He didn't have to, but that's good. But now Miguel's heard of Barbara Jordan. What? Not. I'm working with a couple of banana boat people today. I can't believe this. I bet you if Tommy was still there, he wouldn't have heard it. He's into drugs. No, seriously, you got to be kidding me. You got to be.
I've heard the name. I just never sat through one of her speeches. I didn't watch C-SPAN.
Oh, my God. You don't have to watch C-SPAN to know who Barbara Jordan was. Boy, it just leaves me limp.
My whole political interest is relatively recent.
Oh, here, speaking of a stone, we got somebody in Miami that says stone. Hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
How you doing?
Are you stoned?
What? Yeah, stone like him.
Excellent.
You know, when I heard you read that guy Jack Thompson name, I kept saying Jack Thompson. If this is the same jerk who is a chronic writer to the Miami Herald editorial page,
right.
He is a jerk. I mean, this guy is a big time
I think you're being very kind.
Okay. Anyway, just tell him that we'll be fine.
Okay, exactly.
Oh, we're fine.
Very well
We're
said, Pally.
fine.
And you'll listen to what you like listening to, and he ain't got nothing to say about it. And have a great day. Yeah. See, it's very simple, Jack. If people want to listen to this show or Howard Stern or whatever, they'll listen to it. And we'd still have Pharrell if it weren't for you. I want the audience to know that very clearly, okay? Because there were no other outside agitators. There was nobody else trying to get the guy canned, and that's the whole reason that he was taking all that heat and taking all that flack and crap. And, of course, you'll notice nobody writes about that because everybody in the newspaper, including Jick and all the others, and I understand they're also intimidated. They're terrified to put the guy's name in the newspaper, lest he come after them again. Plus, they don't have the agreement like we got against him with me, which he can't touch me. And, by the way, I sure hope that he didn't mention my name in that Big 106 because he might have to pack a toothbrush and some other accoutrements very soon if he did. Talk about in clear violation. But then again, it's the kind of hanky-panky you expect happens behind the scenes nobody ever finds out about. Right, Jack? 12:56 at 560 WQM. If you're looking for a really fun, original, neat gift for somebody's birthday, maybe like Mickey Mouse. Happy birthday, Mickey. Their anniversary or for the holidays, make somebody's day by sending a Vermont teddy bear. Just call 1-800-829-BEAR, and a friendly bear counselor will help you choose from over 100 handcrafted bears delivered with a card and chocolate in a colorful gift box. You can shop online, too, at VermontTeddyBear.com. It's more personal and fun than flowers, and it'll be enjoyed forever. I mean, flowers are dead in a matter of hours, and they're like a distant memory. And you won't believe the reaction you'll get, too, with a Vermont Teddy Bear. Choose from bears like the birthday suit bear, the Thanksgiving turkey bear, or baby's first Christmas bear. They got bears for every occasion. All the bears are handmade in Vermont and guaranteed for life. The quality is unbelievable. Overnight and Saturday delivery guaranteed, too. So call Vermont Teddy Bear toll-free at 1-800-829-BEAR for a really neat gift, or shop online at VermontTeddyBear.com. That's 1-800-829-BEAR. Be sure and tell them that Fat Neil told you to call.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560. QAM.
It's not just the 1 to 2 hour. It's a phenomenon.
Happiness, peace, a sense of well-being, a sense of self-worth. It comes from the inside out. It doesn't come from the outside in.
Dr. Phil drives me up a wall. There's no substance there at all. Texas metaphors that don't mean a damn thing. Dr. Phil's brain isn't where they walk. He's a Mr. Know-it-all. Never want to see him wearing a G-string.
That's crazy.
Dr. Phil, why do your eyes do that? Dr. Phil, try to lose some of your own fat.
What makes you think that you have the right to judge him for gaining a few pounds? And what are you doing buying into it, you idiot?
Dr. Phil giving folks high fives while he screams at poor housewives about eating more than any human should. Dr. Phil, please just bag it down. You're a freaking circus clown. Try to handle things like your friend Oprah.
That's crazy.
Dr. Phil, stop. Retire, go away. Dr. Phil, stop. Just leave and take your son Jay.
Do they sit and watch the TV with the finger up their butt? Well, I'd love to know what Christians do for fun. Read Bible in the corner while fondling their nuts. Oh, I'd love to know what Christians do for fun. Most are white and pasty from the fast food they eat, inhaling vats of macaroni and cheese. gun holes in the bed sheet just in case they reproduce. That's just about all they're allowed to do. I'd love to know, I'd love to know, I'd love to know. Ooh, I'd love to know, I'd love to know, I'd love to know. Do they get a swollen pud while cleaning out their gun? Whoa, I'd love to know, I'd love to know what Christians do for fun. Do they polish up the fish on the tailgate of their truck? Whoa, I'd love to know, I'd love to know what Christians do for fun. Sit and stand and eat and sit back down again and chew. And wash it all down with a 12-pack of brew. Live a life of boredom, up to heaven you'll go. God only smiles upon boring assholes. I'd love to know, I'd love to know, I'd love to know. Yeah, I'd love to know, I'd love to know, I'd love to know.
I'm not going to do that.
New this fall on Fox. It's a late-night talk show unlike any other you've ever seen. The King of Pop snuggles into his king-size bed with warm milk and cookies and interviews some of Hollywood's hottest young celebrities.
Hello, this is Michael Jackson in bed with an Oscar nominee who is currently starring as the voice of Mowgli in Disney's new animated adventure, The Jungle Book 2. Please welcome my special guest in my bed, Haley Joel Osment.
Do we have to do this in your bed?
It's innocent. It's very charming. I let my children sleep with Barry Gibb.
Who?
So tell me, Haley Joel Osment, how is it working with lovable Bear Baloo?
Well, he's not real, Michael. He's a cartoon voiced by John Goodman.
Haley, look what I could do with this. Oh!
You never know who's going to be sleeping in Michael's bed.
I'm here with my next guest snuggled up in my bed. It's a big TV star, the child who plays Sipowicz's son on NYPD Blue. Hello, child who plays Sipowicz's son on NYPD Blue.
Hi, Mike.
Would you like to play a game, child who plays Sipowicz's son on NYPD Blue?
Sure.
Put on this mask.
I don't want to.
I'm having so much fun. Me and my children play this game with Barry Gibb all the time. Put the mask on.
Okay.
Here, touch this one time.
So grab some warm milk and cookies and join Wacko Jacko for some late-night TV like you've never seen before. It's Sleeping with Michael Jackson, weeknights on Fox.
Yeah, baby. Get down with that groovy wah-wah. Hey.
I dropped dead on the floor.
You dropped dead on the floor.
I was turning blue.
I died right after you.
I never thought that I would die at the same time that Johnny Cash did too. Shut the ambulance door.
Shut the ambulance door.
There's nothing else you can do.
Johnny and I are through.
Who'd have figured that John Ritt'd pass away with a boy named Sue? I think I may have caught something when I banged Suzanne Summers that day.
I always thought you were a fool.
Well, every show I did blue.
My health was steadily falling from the alcohol and the cocaine.
I was a star on the tube,
and now we're both in the tube.
Ladies and gentlemen, break it down now. Have you been introduced to something called the RIAA? Break it down. I knew one sad day it would all come down on me. All those MP3s that I got off the whip for free. So I'm saying goodbye to those songs I prized. So they said free songs aren't allowed, so I'm paying for them now. Mama, listen. Senorita, RIAA suit. Lawsuit now. The fun is over, and now we are screwed. No more free songs. Sharing our music didn't do any harm. Didn't hurt no one. Now every music lover complains and they're up in arms, arms, arms.
When summer rolls around, there's nothing I like more than sitting on the front porch with a nice cold glass of Country Moment lemonade. The only thing that could make it better would be a pretty little girl sitting next to me. No, wait a second. A pretty little naked girl. Yeah, that's what I meant. No, wait. A pretty little naked girl that puts her hand on my thigh and starts rubbing real gentle like. No, I got it. A pretty little naked girl rubbing my thigh, talking dirty in my ear, who throws me on the porch and has her way with me. Yeah, that's it. She just starts pounding me, man, riding the hog, screaming, do me, baby, do me. Give it to mama. Yeah, Oh, forget the damn lemonade, man. Just give me the naked girl. Come on. I need it.
He's a superstar. Keep it in his pants. In the NBA. Keep it in his pants. But he went too far on a fateful day. When he called her to his suite, she was shocked as hell. He was hanging to his feet. He didn't ring a bell. Keep it in his pants. Can't keep it in his pants. So he ate the food, and they had a kiss. That's when things got weird. He said, look at this. And as he said, she said, as they both looked back, on the upside, she's lucky it wasn't Jack. Can't keep it in his pants. Can't keep it in his pants. That day in Eagle, Colorado, he won the Bad Luck Lotto, but now he's changed his motto. No more hugging Smoochie, unless it's Susalucci. Now Kobe knows he's got a good lawyer to beat the cheerleader, or he's through. His wife won't say a thing with a big old honking ring, or he's through. Yo, give it up for the recall. Who's gonna be next California governor? I don't know, 'cause things are so crazy.
I look and stare so deep in your eyes. The polls shifted more and more every time. When he leaves, it's because of the recall vote. And Booster Monday is gaining in the polls. Such a funny thing for me to try to explain. The deficit factory Davis is to blame. Cause I know I don't understand who the hell's supporting Gary Coleman. Booster Monday is leading right now. That Gray Davis is on his way out. The election's crazy right now. The Carolina Davis losing his ground. Dominating the news right now. Can't wait to see how things turn out. You're looking so crazy, it's nuts. Looney Tooney thinks you're crazy in California.
They turned out just fine, didn't they?
No.
They were great. 12 minutes after 1. Oh, I love the way that baby ends, don't you?
Abrupt.
Man, real abrupt. 12 after 1 at 560 WQM. We got the Mad Dog standing by. He'll be here at 2 to 4. Hank Goldberg at 4. We got Panther preview. Any interest?
No.
Panthers against the Islanders tonight at the Mac Arena. Preview at 7. A game time 7:30 with Jugs and the Clown. And then you got after the game Eddie K and Joe and Mark overnight 2 to 5 in the morning. You know, when it comes to having your carpets cleaned in time for these holidays coming up, Thanksgiving is just days away, and then of course you got Christmas and Chanukah and New Year's, all of these things. Why not do it now? Call our good friends at Dry Concepts. When you make that call, ask them how you can save 15% on your next carpet cleaning. When they get done, you'll be amazed. I guarantee it. I'll bet you Mo's life on it. You'll look down on the floor and say, they just look like brand new carpeting just laid on the floor. And that's exactly what they do, which is why I've used them for over 20 years in my home. They make even the schmutziest looking carpets look just like brand new because they dry clean your carpets. They leave them sparkling clean, vibrant in color, soft to the touch, smelling lemony fresh. They dry in a couple of hours. It's like somebody came in, waved a magic wand, and performed a miracle on your floor. They've been doing it right in town for, like I said, a coon's age. And not only that, but they do a spectacular job on your oriental rugs and your drapery and upholstery, all of these things as well. And they give you a written guaranteed price up front before they start the job. All the way around, you can't beat the stupendous job that they do for you at Dry Concepts. Call them today, toll-free, and get your house looking really great for the holidays. Call 1-800-248-5071. That's 1-800-248-5071. Clean today, entertain tonight with our friends at Dry Concepts.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560. QAM.
Tired of the same old seafood restaurants? Then skip the Red Lobster and come on in to Erica's Red Snapper.
Erica's Red Snapper is very popular. That's why it's the only Red Snapper open 24 hours a day. Everyone loves to eat Erica's Red Snapper. And if you have a large party to entertain, no problem. Erica's Red Snapper will always find a way to squeeze everybody in, even if she has to open the back door. Erica always keeps her Red Snapper fresh, so when you take a whiff of her Red Snapper, you'll never get that icky, fishy smell. Things around Erica's Red Snapper can get a little hairy, and that's why Erica's Red Snapper is happy to provide protection to whoever asks for it. So don't wait. Come on in to Erica's Red Snapper today.
Red Snapper, for the snapper lover in you.
I want to give you an update of what took place just now off the air, because I think it's important you hear this. Howard just called the radio station, Howard David, who I get along with great, I thought. He called me an asshole, saying I was trying to stir it up. My point back to Howard is don't listen. Listen to 101.5. Let me see, what age group? 101.5 for Howard, maybe 102.7. Some easily listening love music so you could focus on your wife and your family and the grandkids instead of listening and always calling the radio station. He's becoming Howard the caller, like Howard from Boca. Howard from Boca. It's like, it's okay. So anyway, he's listening. So I just wanted to get the message out, and don't call my show, too, just for a record. Don't call off the air because I don't want to talk to you, and I don't want to hear you on the private line. Congratulations, you know the private line number. That's great. But don't call because you're not coming on this show. You've got your 3 hours, 5 to 8, Monday through Friday. You can talk all you want, but you're not coming on this show. And we'll leave it at that. All right? I got nothing against you. You seem like a decent person. And I know you've been taking a big hit on the radio station from everybody else, but it's over. Me and you, done.
Here's my story. It's sad but true. I'm a sex addict, and I want you. I love sex every way. So grab some lotion. Come on, let's play. Who's your daddy? I used to think it was a crazy thing. My mind was always on my ding-a-ling. But there's no anti-Viagra pill. So I'm president running around Bill. I love to get it while I'm hard at work. Grab my zipper, give it a little jerk. I don't get it from my wife, hell. That's why they call me President Run Around Bill. There's nothing sexually I won't do. Come along and bring a friend or two. Have a seat up on the windowsill. Here comes Mr. Sexy, Run Around Bill. I can't seem to get enough. I can do your channel or play rough. Don't get yourself into a huff. 'Cause I do all the kinky stuff. I'm a hoping and a praying that you please say yes. I'm a sexaholic, I confess. You've not had it good until you've had it from Run Around Bill. How you doing, honey? Hey, how's about I buy you a drinky poo? Hey, look at my t-shirt. It says I'm the president. I love hugs and jugs. I love you.
If anybody has opinions dissenting from our way, we'll place your name into the system as enemy of the state. Don't even bother to question. Just follow and obey. Everybody's turning fascist. Fascist USA. In the act of patriotism, we're watching all of you. Everyone's under suspicion, so that's what you do. We've got information on Sib our roast too. Believe everything we tell you on the state-run news. Blood water for cornbread. Fill up your Escalade. A Reuben Cheney Bush menu. Fascist USA. We don't mind to see our jobs go. That economy's good. We're fascinated by J-Lo. Don't read no stupid books. All now are embracing the Pax American way. Everybody's turning fascist. Fascist USA.
It's the heavy metal concert of the year. Heavy Metal Mania. Featuring the king of heavy metal, Barry Manilow. Barry Manilow. Barry Manilow with special guests, Jewel. Ozzy Osbourne. Bush. Linkin Park. Barry Manilow and friends. Heavy Metal Mania. Get your tickets now. Barry Manilow rocks. Barry Manilow kicks ass. Barry, I love you. Barry's the bomb.
What's the matter, pal? Prozac not working? Lithium just doesn't seem to do it for you anymore? Are you unable to cope? Then you need to talk to your doctor about new Fug It All. In-laws coming for the holidays? Fug It All. Boss riding you again? Fug It All. Wife being a pain in the ass? Fug It All. Fug It All has been prescribed in Europe for years, and thanks to a loophole in FDA regulations, is now available in the good old US of A. Patients using Fug It All should be aware of the following side effects: oily discharge, spontaneous hair loss, genital shrinking, hysterical blindness, kidney stones, unsightly nail fungus, rectal bleeding, and worms. So, when the pressures of everyday life get you down,
I need this on my desk by 7 o'clock.
The test came back positive.
I'm pregnant.
Mommy!
just reach for that little blue bottle and say, Fug It All.
All right. Oh!
You and I went to the bar, we drank some whiskey from the jar, we got drunk all over town, then I asked you to go down, you gulped it like a master, but soon there was disaster, the booze sure went down easy, now you're saying you're queasy, it felt good just like it should, but then it stunk cause you were drunk, you spilled your guts, puking on my nuts. This drunken whore is really whack. I looked down to see her last snack had come right back, puking on my sack. I thought I could get a decent Hummer, but dinner on my boner is a bummer. And now my lap is full of crap, cause my monster tickled your tonsils, spilled your guts, puking on my nuts. I was hoping for a decent BJ, but now I am wearing Chinese buffet. All my moans were getting louder, now my lap looks like clam chowder, nasty slut, puking on my nuts. I should have held back my thrust. You lost your lunch. Now my lust has turned to disgust. Puking on my nuts. Dumping all your lunch. Puking on my nuts.
Oh! 126 at 560 WQM. 303 votes on that. Who would you like to have your daughter admire? Be a role model for your daughter if you had one, and maybe you do. Hillary Clinton, the ice princess, got 83. She wins hands down your pants. You ready for that?
No.
Would you like your daughters both to be just like Swillery?
No.
Susan Sarandon, 34. Maureen Dowd, 33. Jocelyn Elders, 29. Oprah, 28. Britney Spears, 28. Told you. Sandra Day O'Connor, 24. 24 for Sandra Day O'Connor. Oh
my God.
Wow.
You go, girl.
Maria Shriver, 18, Natalie Maines, 14, and Nicole Kidman's got a dozen. She's got the old dirty dozen. 26 past 1, Mad Dog coming up at 1 o'clock. If you're looking to replace that tired old carpeting in your home, here's a really great idea called Laminates R Us. They're the easy, low-maintenance alternative to mighty expensive natural wood flooring, which looks great but costs you an arm and 4 legs. Laminates R Us is the best place to find laminated wood flooring, and they got all the top manufacturers in the universe. They got Pergo, Peridor, Wilsonart, Unifloor, and Quickstep, and all of their flooring is installed by guys who really know their crap. Pergo certified installers. Another reason to call Laminates R Us, their prices are so low they are unbeatable. Call Laminates R Us. Their prices are, like I said, the lowest in the world. Right now, get their fall special for just $1,495. Just $1,495 gets you to 295 square feet of beautiful laminated wood flooring, which is positively
unbelievable.
And Laminates R Us will match any legitimate written offer, too. For a free in-home estimate, call Laminates R Us toll-free 1-877-777-3336. Nothing could be simpler. Free carpet disposal, free furniture moving. They give you a 25-year warranty, and you get years and years of beautiful, easy care laminate wood flooring. Tell them that old Neil told you to call Laminates R Us. It's toll-free. It's 1-877-777-3336.
Live and local. This is 560. The radio's all yours now. QAM.
Shut up and give me your lunch money.
This is Rush Limbaugh, servant of humanity, talk show host, hemorrhoid sufferer. Folks at over 300 pounds, I know the agony of this kind of dilemma. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you there's help. With new Preparation Rush and my Rush to Excellence suppositories. Now you can end the pain and itching of hemorrhoidal tissue. Just look for my picture on the box of suppositories and the applicator tube. Another fine product from OIB, the Obesity in Broadcasting Network.
Jumped in a taxi cab, I said, driver, Central Park. He looked at me so quizzically, I could tell he was in the dark. So I acted out my park charade, and with my arms the trees I made. Nobody speaks English anymore. I went down to Miami Beach where the weather is nice and sunny. I walked into a liquor store, but the guy there talks real funny. I asked him for a pint of old Jim Beam. He says, no entiendo. What does that mean? Nobody speaks English anymore. At the corner deli. Hell, I think I'm in Pakistan. Speak English, smelly. Or you can go back to Iran. I came here many years ago. Learned my ABCs. I don't say muchas gracias. I say pretty please. So get yourself to a classroom quick. You're in America now. Stop making me sick. Nobody speaks English anymore. Oh!
Don't bogart that joint, my friend. Pass it over to me. Don't bogart that joint, my friend. Pass it over to me. Roll another one, just like the other one. This seems to be about to quit, and I need another hit. Don't bogart that joint, my friend. Pass it all around. Don't bogart that joint, my friend. Just pass it on down. Another one. just like the other one. This one seems to be about spent, and I don't have another cent. Don't hold that joint, my friend. Just pass it on down. Don't bogart that joint, my friend. Just pass it around. But don't bogart that joint. Just pass it around. I don't bogart that joint now. Or just pass it on down. All right.
We're talking today about why men cheat. I've just done it because it felt good at the time. I didn't think about and I didn't concern myself with my wife. She just got boring, so I got to running around. And I'm above reproach on that. All right. If you want to chase women, go do it. So what about Alan and Erin here? Okay, she's pregnant.
Yeah.
Do you want this marriage to work?
More than anything.
Are you willing to allow him to cheat?
Yeah, everything.
All right. Do you believe that you can look your fiancé in the eye and say, I want that instead of you, and go do it?
Definitely.
And you get it. You get women.
Yeah.
Yes. Do it in front of her.
Right.
More with Alan and Erin in just a moment.
Coming this summer to a theater near you. It started out as an innocent weekend rafting trip with the guys. Until... Deliverance 98. See today's hottest young TV stars as they make the jump to the big screen. Deliverance 98, starring Kyle, Kenny, and Cartman. Why don't you bend over and squeal like a pig?
Get away from my hair!
I said squeal, fat ass.
I am not fat, goddammit, I'm big boned, and I don't want to be a pro.
Watch hillbillies take turns on all the South Park kids.
Oh my God, they fucked up Kenny!
Deliverance 98, this summer.
Don't be a dildo. Come see the movie, goddammit.
I filled my tank up. How was I to know I'd be helping finance 9/11 by giving money to Unical or Abaco and the Carlisle Group?
I turned my lights on last night.
How was I to know I was paying James Baker's green fees?
I made tutu today. How was I to know I was providing bathwater to the Middle East? Well, that ain't so bad, I guess.
Every time you light a marijuana cigarette, you're helping to finance Romulan overlords and breaking a law based on the old movie Reefer Madness.
Little Jojo on earth is the scourge of all mankind.
I just smoked a reefer joint. Now I'm quite mad, you know. For now I will jump out this window.
This message paid for by the Committee to Keep America in the Dark Ages.
And they're doing a great job, by the way. 22 till 2 at 560 WQM. 321 votes on the poll. And Hillary is untouchable. Would you touch her?
No, that's...
I rest my case. What famous living person would you like to think is a role model for your daughter, if you had a daughter? Hillary Clinton, 89. Woo! Susan Sarandon, 36. Maureen Dowd, 31. They'd be proud to emulate Maureen Dowd. She's a little loud. Jocelyn Elders, 31. Britney Spears, 30. Don't they always say, respect your elders? How many's Britney got?
About 30, man.
Oprah, 29. Sandra Day O'Connor, 27. How depressing. Maria Shriver, 19. Natalie Maines, 15. And Nicole Kidman has still got that same wrinkled dozen. 22 till Mad Dog time at 2 o'clock. If you're fat, you've tried them all. You've tried the watermelon diet, the Atkins diet, the Skatkins diet. You've tried Stillman and the Swillman, all of the others, and you're still fat. If you failed on all the others, maybe because you're like not too smart. Maybe you just don't understand it. And that's why Balance for Life will help you out, because they do all the figuring out for you. They don't have to let you worry about carb counting or calorie counting, because they do it for you. Like I said, all you have to do is worry about reaching down and grabbing your black sack. And what self-respecting guy don't want to reach down and grab their black sack? Or just reach outside the door by 6 o'clock in the morning every morning, and it's there waiting for you. And inside your black sack from Balance for Life are 3 gourmet meals, 2 delicious snacks, everything fresh and delicious. Nothing frozen. No chemicals, no prefabricated crap in a box. Just really good stuff. And plenty of food in there to keep you full and happy and satisfied all day long, so you won't have to be cheating either. And don't forget, Balance for Life is the only company that lets you pick between 2 choices for each meal every day that you're in a program. You fill out a menu once a week, you fax it back to them, and exactly what you want, it's in there. So let Balance for Life finally help you lose that weight. If you're overweight, out of shape, if you're disgusted with wearing pup tents, if you're diabetic or on the verge of it, and I beg you, believe me, you don't want to go there. So call Balance for Life at 954-568-3229. 954-568-3229. You'll start seeing results on that scale within just a matter of days. You can get more info about them, too, on their website, balanceforlife.com.
We're Sports Radio 560, QAM.
Well, he's a Tallahassee Nazi.
Yes.
Woo, who got the money from his daddy. Woo, and anti-Semite little bratty. Woo, with an agenda that's crappy. Woo, well, he's a Tallahassee Nazi. Of the FLA. Well, he's a presidential son who doesn't have to run. No one else is gonna win. He might as well just move right in.
Sieg Heil, Sieg Heil, Sieg Heil, Sieg Heil.
He has a golden spoon. He was born with a pizzazz. So look out, all you Jews. Get ready for the gas. He's a Tallahassee Nazi. He'll give our civil rights a whammy. 'Cause he's a Tallahassee Nazi. Love of FLA. Well, he's a very wealthy dude with very fascist views who never paid his dues. By next year, we'll all be screwed.
Sieg Heil, Sieg Heil, Sieg Heil, Sieg Heil.
Any schmuck could win that race against Buddy McKay. Why do you think they call it gubernatorial anyway? He's a Tallahassee Nazi. He'll make the KKK happy. Yeah, he's a Tallahassee Nazi. Love of FLA. Come on, let's do step. Come on, Adolf. Let's go for a run. Come on, Goebbels.
It's a terrorist warning. So as you drive on into work, be alert. The White House says we're all doomed now. Can't be sure where they might strike next. Yeah, we're nervous wrecks because of all of the stress. Rumsfeld says we better watch out. He used the word I fear, nuclear. It's a terrorist warning. The government says be prepared. And I'm scared. They say not if, but when now. Non-specific threats are a joke. Yeah, I think they're a hoax. They could give me a stroke. I think that I just will ignore it, yeah, and live my life. Enjoy the ride, live my life. Al-Qaeda bites, terrorists, make you sick.
You've waited all your life for them to return. Okay, maybe you haven't waited all your life and don't give a rat's ass that they're together again, but they're playing just for you. Simon and Garfunkel. One night only, one hit only, because they're tired. It's the return of Simon and Garfunkel. Barely live and on stage.
So into us, wearing our defense. Jealous only both of us feel great. Hey, hey, hey. I've got a leak now in my defense. But I won't stop playing just to change. Change.
Get your tickets now for Simon and Garfunkel on their live but just barely tour. Come to think of it, get yourself a babysitter and go to a movie instead.
All right. Who's that group of Muslims helping terrorists? It's a bunch of backward-thinking fundamentalists, the Taliban. Who are those fanatics that are filled with hate? If you're caught stealing, it's your hand I'll amputate. The Taliban. The Taliban can. The Taliban can, 'cause they rule Afghanistan, but they're up to no good. A Taliban man, he doesn't give a damn about his country's starving masses. Show us where the Khyber passes, so we can go and kick their asses.
Rectum.
Who keeps all the women covered head to toe? It could be Osama under there, you'd never know. The Taliban. The Taliban can. The Taliban can, 'cause they rule Afghanistan, but they're up to no good.
So I'm watching the BBC News. They're on the sports segment, and I see a bunch of Brits acting like real assholes, which of course they always are. And it looked to me like they were in a damn square in Amsterdam. I said, that can't be in Britain. That's in Amsterdam.
Huh.
And then they backed away, and it was like the Royal Palace, and it was Amsterdam. They're getting ready for some big soccer match or some crap like that.
I see.
And I said, God damn, that's Amsterdam. And it was. I just mentioned that in passing, and you'll be interested to know they were acting like assholes. Did I mention that?
Yes, you did.
151 at 560 WQM. Hey, listen, you're an idiot if you don't get you a new mattress. If the old one is lumpy and bumpy and not doing you good, and your back is hurting from it, you're not getting a good night's sleep, you feel like crap. You'll feel a lot better with a great mattress from Dollar Mattress. George knows it, Miguel knows it, Boca Brian knows it, Fat Boy knows it, I knows it. And the reason I knows it is I've been calling him for years. Every time it's time to replace the mattress, you make the one simple call. You don't get sucked in by those bedding and department stores that rip you off because they got a big overhead to pay. You call 1-800-MATTRESS. That's it. That's all you do. You tell them what time you want them to show up. Any 2-hour window between 8 a.m. and 10 p.m., 7 days a week, and they'll be there. No shell games, no phony claims, no phony promises, no bait and swish, just unbeatable discount prices on the best goods in the world every day, including now, Stearns & Bananas Foster. So don't get sucked in by those so-called giants in the mattress industry because they rip your ass off. Pick up the phone right now, call Dollar Mattress. They'll be knocking on your door in no time at all. You'll have a big smile on your puss, and you'll be sleeping like a baby tonight and for years to come. 1-800-MATTRES, the easiest piece of shopping you'll ever do. 1-800-MATTRES, or online it's mattress.com.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Rogers, because I can hear the word asshole.
Have you ever turned on the radio and said, that song makes me sick? Well, now, KO Cake Records presents songs that make you want to throw up.
The dogs are gonna upchuck on you. I got a bad case of stealing you. Stay away, I might throw up on you. I got
Yes, on songs that make you want to throw up, you get Sting.
If I ever lose my lunch on you.
A complete barfarama. And who could forget the classic?
Puke, 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 puke and hurl. Puke, puke, puke and hurl. Puke, puke, puke and hurl. Puke, puke. You know you make me wanna buy. Lose my groceries. Roll my chow now. Pop my cookies. Tuck my noodles. Keep on you, man.
It's puking to the puking. Songs that make you wanna throw up.
Coming next year, the King of Pop, Penetrate, your hometown, touring to benefit the Cardinal Classic School for Wayward Boys. It's Michael Jackson.
You know my belly isn't picky. I've got a very appetite. Michael Jackson's benefit tour. 'Cause I'll fondle any child. It don't matter if he's black or white.
Michael Jackson. Yes, Michael performs all of his greatest hits, from oldies with the Jackson 5.
They're learning the ABCs. I'm getting down on my knees. Removing the dungarees. ABC side of me, baby, you and me.
That's right. From the timeless tunes of the Jackson 5 to the classic solo work, Michael Jackson's benefit tour aims to please.
People, I surround myself with
to denial. Some call me big brother, some a pedophile. And there's no one to defile. I just sit for a while and beat it. I beat it.
Michael Jackson.
Sometimes I'm so depressed that I just sit around sulking, waiting for a call from Macaulay Culkin. When I'm home alone, sitting naked by the phone, I beat it.
And be one of the 5 lucky boys to receive backstage passes to hang out in Michael Jackson's dressing room. Michael Jackson's benefit.
Hey, Michael.
Yes, Bobby.
Is that your real skin color?
Well, it's inside what counts. But I know a game that we can play to find out. And if you fly, it's time to free Willy. Say what you want, but you know who I give affection. But they don't know how to read, but little boys give me erection.
And hear the rousing finale as Michael sings the song he wrote for the children of the world with the Vienna Boys Choir backing him up.
I don't like girls. I like male children. They are the ones who turn me on, and hey, I hope they're willing. It's a choice I'm making. I might screw up their lives, but it's true they make the greatest lane when they're just fine.
Hear other great Michael Jackson classics, like Billy's Jeans, Do You Know How to Tell Time, and of course, Smooth Criminal. Yes, it's Michael Jackson's tour to benefit the Cardinal Clancy School for Wayward Boys. Get your tickets now. Boys under 10 admitted free when accompanied by no one.
They're black, they're white, they're really, really tight.
Oh!
They're black, they're white, they're really, really tight.
Bye. The Neil Rogers Show on 560 WQAM, Miami, Fort Lauderdale.
My cheeks hurt.